What's up, everybody? Chase and Alan are back here to talk about MMA. Boy, we got a lot to talk about. UFC 167, GSP taking a nice little vacation. UFC 168 predictions for the Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman 2 and Misha Tate versus Ronda Rousey 2 event. Alan, aren't you excited how 2013 is closing for MMA?
Yeah, it's been pretty outstanding. I think like the last, besides the tough finale, I can't complain about any of these events. I think all these events have been tremendous. Even the tribute to the troops, it's like, yeah, it wasn't a great card, but it still had some good moments.
Yeah. I didn't like this recent box card because of the production. I thought the production was absolutely terrible by the UFC. And it felt like it was more of just like, hey, you got to make sure you order UFC 168 if you haven't heard about that pay-per-view event instead of like caring about all the fighters on the card. I really hated the production for the box card. But let's start with the UFC 167 card that went on. UFC 167 is, of course, highly controversial because of the events that happened. They said that the pay-per-view numbers have been released, I guess, 2 days ago. What did it get?
I think it was 6,500,000. Dude, I think the pay-per-view business is dead. We're wrestling fans, and we realize that besides boxing, because boxing does it, 3 times a year or 4 times a year?
Yeah.
I think it's just dead. I think eventually
600 to 650K? That's not bad.
For GSP, though, that's his lowest since fighting our favorite John Fitch. It's like, come on. He went from 900,000 with Diaz, and I think even Wakanda, he got that was a big return. But to me, it's just like you look at his past pay-per-view events, you can change, even against guys like Shields and Koscheck, they had the rivalry. But
yeah.
Just saying, this was pretty disappointing coming from, a guy like Johnny Hendricks, who's fought on so many pay-per-view cards now and has put on so many good performances. I just think the pay-per-view business is kind of dying.
Yeah, didn't Dana recently talk about, I think in the post-media fight scrum, he was like talking about how they're going to start doing what WWE's doing with their network. They're going to do the on-demand, the subscription thing, where you pay $10 a month.
Smart for business.
I think it's smarter for business too, because you got to think about, like, people are like, well, then they lose like $50 from the pay-per-view. But the thing about the buys is nowadays people are not like going to people are going to bars instead of buying from their own houses. They're going to bars, they're going to watch the pay-per-views at a bar than rather have a party at their house. It's tough economy nowadays, and would you rather just pay like what do you when you go out to watch a pay-per-view fights, right?
Yeah.
Does the bar tell you have to pay a certain amount for drinks, or you have to buy a dinner?
It depends if you want a table or not. Sometimes it's so crowded you gotta stand. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because I went to the bar for Lesnar and Overeem, and the only thing that I had to do was get a table, like you said, but I had to buy at least one main entree.
And that's not even a bad deal, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, eating dinner there, it's not a problem, So that's the best deal I could take. Because now just for this pay-per-view, I know it's gonna be like $5 extra, but I don't know what the future holds, but I have a feeling that 2014 will be the last year of pay-per-views, or even beforehand. Who knows? But
yeah, I agree.
You look at the pay-per-view, but 2010 was just crazy. They were just a big splurge. We had Lesnar, Carlin. Well, both of them were Lesnar and Velasquez did, I think, both over $1 million.
And then Anderson Silva and Chael, that first encounter did like what, 750K.
Even Frankie Edgar, BJ Penn from 118 in Boston, if I remember correctly, I think they even did like 500,000.
Yeah, and that also had Randy Couture face James Toney. It did.
So screw the haters. Yeah, I'm seeing right here 570,000. Yeah, man, that's dude. They used to do a lot, man. I was just saying, like, I'm going down this. Like even Chuck Liddell, he's just an icon. When he fought Franklin, they did 520,000. Yeah, and then obviously that year 2010 was Evans' Rampage.
Well, what's the highest pay-per-view this year? Is it GSP Diaz?
Yeah, it's definitely that.
It's GSP Diaz, because I know 162 didn't do that much, because I remember people were like, the thing was about 162, everyone's like, LOL, Anderson Silva losing to this guy. I don't know, but then it actually happens, and everyone's like, oh wow, that was crazy. Like that was. Well, nowadays it's like that. It doesn't even matter, because they have that fight 3 different times on UFC's YouTube. So if you want to go see that fight, go right ahead. And I also think the main thing also is, like, nowadays it's so easy to get the fights online the next day. that a lot of people are not really wanting to buy the pay-per-views because if you can just avoid the internet for that day, and it's a Saturday, so I'm pretty sure some people have other plans, like they can just avoid the whole UFC and then just go onto the internet the next day and watch those fights online for free.
Yeah, although I would kind of disagree to the point where people do have a hard time avoiding the internet. But who knows? I couldn't like give you information. I just know a lot of people, use Twitter,
Oh yeah,
Facebook.
oh yeah. If you're one of those dudes that are on Twitter and you're looking at your phone every minute during a UFC fight, you're screwed. I,
Yeah,
I like it when I'm out though, and I see people tweet during the UFCs, and if I have to miss a show because there's like a family event or gathering, I'm on the Twitter and I just see like, oh shit, that happened. Oh god, that sounds crazy. I got to check that out later. So I don't mind spoilers. Only like when it's like the big, huge fight where it's like Anderson Silva versus like GSP or something. Then I'm like, nah, don't tell me what's happening on this one. But
yeah.
uh,
We haven't talked in a while though. Obviously, we got a lot to get into. And so basically, 167. You want before we get into because a lot of 167 was based on welterweights. You want to quickly just talk about Rashad Chael because they
yeah.
actually got not a lot of publicity, but it was. I found it shockingly enough. Few people were surprised. I was like, really? I did not get Chael any really chance this fight.
I gave Chael a lot more like rounded. I thought he was going to get more, like he was going to last a little bit longer, but I was surprised that Rashad just destroyed him like so easily. And now I'm not that excited for Chael versus Vanderlei. So even though I'm going to still watch Tough Brazil, um, I'm still not that super excited for Vanderlei and Chael just because it's just like, well, Chael got his ass kicked by Rashad, and Vanderlei is pretty big too. So that's going to be much more of an interesting fight. But hey, Rashad looked good, and now he's going to be fighting Cormier, right, on the Super Bowl?
No, not Super Bowl 170. That's in mid or late February. So
Mid February, so during All Star Weekend of the NBA.
yeah, actually, I think so, which is kind of weird. But just that fight, John. I just thought Rashad was we talked about before, was just too strong, too fast, and I was a little surprised he got the first round finish, but it was a good stoppage. Chael wasn't doing anything. Eventually, he just had to call it. But that was like the only lightweight fight light heavyweight fight on the court. Everything else was welterweight when you look at it. So
Yeah.
yeah, Woodley. I was not surprised by Koster getting knocked out. Tyrone Woodley, like if he gets his cardio in check, man, he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, Dana White's saying that he's been texting him too much.
Yeah, and hey, it worked. He
Yeah.
got his fight.
Yeah. They actually now put him with Condit?
Yeah, he's co-main eventing 171.
171 is, I don't know which one Jones is on because he kept on getting moved. That's the Jones one?
It's-
That's the
he
Jones
moves every week. No, Jones and Glover is 172. 171 is now Robbie Lawler, Rashadi Hendricks.
Oh, yeah, the Houston card, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah, okay.
once again, welterweights, which in my view is the best division.
Right now, yeah, I know. Now it's the best division in MMA right now. I agree with you. It's because like they had so many tough the Ultimate Fighter seasons with welterweights, and so they've just got an influx. Like, who's that 21-year-old welterweight from from the Chael John Jones season? What's his name? The 21-year-old kid. I forgot.
Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah, Kevin Gastelum. He's pretty damn good. Well, I know he won the middleweight, but he pretty much transferred down. That guy's really good, and he's really young too.
Yeah, who's he fighting next? Like, is he just there was an announcement about him fighting somebody next? Oh, I forgot who it was. He was supposed to fight Court McGee, but he got hurt.
No, Court McGee. And Court McGee's another one that made the transition and is doing well.
Oh, I'm trying to think who he fought. I can't remember right now. I'll look it up. But yeah, I thought you would bring up another guy I noticed was Brandon Thatch.
Yeah, no, Brandon Thatch is another young welterweight. He's the same age as Kevin Gastelum, right? He's another 20-year-old kid or 21.
They have so much good. Oh, all right, here we go. Sorry, Kevin Gastelum was fighting Rick Story at 170.
Oh no, Rick Story.
Rick Story for some reason.
Rick Story helped GSP train. Remember? He's the only defeat in. It was the only defeat in Johnny Hendricks' career.
Yeah, dude,
At that
watch out.
moment.
Rick Story, he's gonna be a pro. That's a cool fight though. And also on 171, this is like a welterweight reflux here because also on that same card is Jake Shields, everyone's favorite fighter, against the Beast Hector Lombard.
He went back down to welterweight.
Yeah, you remember he knocked out Mark Hart a few months ago.
Shields?
Not Shields.
No, I'm talking about Jake Shields.
Shields been a welterweight for a long time now.
I thought he went up to middleweight because he was like, oh, GSP. I guess he heard GSP is taking a break, so he said, oh, I'm going back up. And Nick Diaz obviously doesn't want to fight right now, so.
No, but you'll remember he fought Woodley in June after he was
Oh, yeah. He fought
horrible.
Woodley.
That's actually my pick for worst fight of the year.
Worst fight of the year.
Yeah,
Tyron
that
Woodley
was
versus
so
Jake
Palele
Shields.
versus that Russian dude on the prelims. Oh man, but anyway, yeah. So 171, I don't know why we're talking about it right now. But I'm just saying, like that card just full of welterweights already, and just that depth in that division is just crazy. So
It's so many good talents, so many guys that are, I would say, very marketable and recognizable to most casual fans. I mean, once GSP comes back, everyone know who the fuck he is. Johnny Hendricks is a unique looking guy. Robbie Lawler is like a badass. Rory gets all the little nerds happy. Tyron Woodley has the black fan base. I mean, come on.
but Condit, man, you gotta give props to Condit. He's like the most
Condit's like the old school welterweight fans. We're waiting for Campman versus Condit 4, baby.
All right, so wait, what'd you think about Robbie against Rory?
Oh, that fight was fucking crazy, man. I loved it.
Right decision, right judging decision.
It was the right decision. Robbie Lawler did well in the third round. To me, he did well enough. Once Rory got caught, I was just like, it's over. Robbie won this fight. I was just like, Robbie's going to win this fight. He should win this fight. I thought they might give it to Rory just because of how judging is in Nevada. They're fucking idiots. They don't know what they're doing. They look at betting odds. So I really thought Rory was gonna win when I heard it was a split decision. But when Robbie Lawler pulled it out, I was so happy. I was like, yes, yes, finally, no more Rory McDonald being shoved down my fucking throat.
Yeah, and like for those who know, I'm really cool with guys like Michael Cheap, Errol Horn. Like those guys are cool, but I just feel like maybe not Cheap, but as much, but Errol just they hype up Rory too much, and it's like, ugh. Like he's talented. Don't get me wrong, but calling him, what's his nickname? Oh,
Aries.
not Aries, the other one, the Canadian Psycho. It's just like, dude, the guy came out to Rihanna. Like, how is that being a psycho? The guy came out to freaking house music Rihanna. When the what's that song called? We fell in love, blah blah blah.
And
Like,
a hopeless place.
I just put my head down. I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing. But ironically, I missed the first round, so for some reason the TVs weren't working at the place. I don't know what happened. But
the first round, the first round was the split round in my opinion. That was the split round. I thought.
Then if anything, if you want to judge it properly, you give that split. You give Rory the second round.
Oh yeah, no, Rory won the second round for sure.
And then you could give him a 10-8 in the third round, and he still pulls it out. I could have judged it that way because there's no. To me, I think that was a 10-8.
Yeah, he dominated that whole third. The thing about Rory is like what I said about Lyoto Machida. You can't use the same fucking strategy all the damn time. You got to change it up. And the thing about Rory is, he literally looked at what he did against Ellenberger, right? Was it Ellenberger that he fought last before?
Yeah, it was Ellenberger.
I always get confused because there's so many Jakes in the fucking welterweight division that I get confused. I get confused which one is which. But when he fought Ellenberger, he did the same shit. He was like, okay, I'm not going to strike with this dude. He's a heavy hitter. But the thing about Ellenberger works best when you try to strike with him because he's a great counterpuncher. Robbie Lawler's just like, fuck it, I'm here. I gotta win this fight so I can keep my damn job. And he's gonna come at you and freaking try to kill you. So that was the thing about Rory. He wasn't used to that, to people doing those pressures, like pressuring him, because he's fought fighters that have always been similar to him, like fighters that are like, oh, they're great wrestlers. Well, Rory's also a great wrestler, so it doesn't even matter. He's just gonna take them down and dominate them. Oh, they're great ground and pounders. So is Rory. Oh, they're great strikers. Well, Rory's not really a great striker, but are they like really great strikers, or are they great counter punchers? Oh, they're great counter punchers. Rory's going to just take them down and elbow them. I mean, that was the thing. Rory just faced people that never ever pressured him. He faced guys that play to his strong suit. Lawler doesn't play to Rory's strong suit because Rory, he doesn't like when people are putting him against the cage. He wants to get out of that situation. When he's against the cage, he's like, nope, I'm out of here. So.
Yeah, like you say, he's kind of getting predictable in a way, and like he just wasn't that explosive. Like Robbie he was predictable in a way. Robbie just like, screw this, and then once he started landing like a few counter shots, it was it. And what was interesting is how underrated, and not only his takedown defense, but his overall groundwork. I never realized how good he was on the ground, Robbie Lawler. Like he was holding his own. He's
definitely improved in that, because I remember when he fought Jake Shields. I remember he fought Nick Diaz. He used to suck on the ground, dude. That's how Jake Shields beat him. was that Jake Shields just pretty much out wrestled him, and he was terrible, man. Like it was awful how bad he was on the ground in those fights in Strikeforce, and he's improved a lot on the ground for sure.
That's why I give him a shot against Hendricks. I know people are saying it's a foregone conclusion, Hendricks still win, but hey, man, look, Ryan he's working on his all-around game. You gotta give him props. Like, this guy, people talk about comeback stories like Mark Hunt and Matt Brown, which are excellent stories. Don't get me wrong, those guys are doing tremendous. But to me, Robbie Lawler, just what a story! Like, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, he came back from like he was like one of the most talented guys in the UFC when he first started in the UFC. Then all of a sudden he goes to Strikeforce and he leaves the UFC because of contract disputes. Because at the time UFC wasn't the biggest paying MMA company. There was other MMA companies.
Pride too.
Yeah, I think he went to Pride for a little bit, but like it was like a little bit. Then he went to Strikeforce. And that was during the time, like if you left the UFC, Dana White put you on the ban list unless your name was BJ Penn. So no, BJ Penn came back. Randy Couture. Randy Couture kind of left just for a little bit. He kind of left to retire. I thought.
I thought he was going to. He wanted to go to. I don't know if it was Pride or a Flish fight. He basically left because he wanted to fight Fedor, pretty much, or Fedor. Sorry.
Yeah, he wanted to fight Fedor for a little bit, but then Dana got Crow Cop because he bought out Pride. He bought out Pride, and he was like, "Hey, I got Crow Cop for you." And then Crow Cop got kicked by Gabriel Gonzaga, and that never happened.
Go, man. But anyway, yeah. So like I said, Ryan Lawler just a tremendous story. Definitely my pick for a comeback fighter of the year if you want to get award. Who knows? Maybe even fighter of the year. Because think about it, like he was like, all right, maybe the Bobby Volker fight he was favorite, but I remember everyone was picking Koscheck when they fought. He just destroyed Koscheck.
Robbie Lawler has a case for fighter of the year, but it's more like if you're not a champion. I have Demetrius Johnson as fighter of the year.
Well, a lot of people say Wyman would get if he beat Anderson twice, but to me, it's like, hey, you gotta give Demetrius Johnson too.
Yeah, Demetrius Johnson. I mean, two finishes, and he has the now latest finish in UFC history, and he knocked out Benavidez, which no one thought was going to happen. Like, especially against Joe. Like, oh no,
devastating too, man. Like when he dropped, I was like, what just happened?
I literally was just like, holy crap, did he punch him? Because that looked like some Dragon Ball Z shit when those two were fighting against that cage. They're just like, I was like, oh damn, he knocked him out. When you saw it in slow mo, that shit was still too fast for me to see. I was like, oh, frick that uppercut. Oh, Joe just went out of it.
Before we get so far, so obviously talking about 167, GSP Hendricks, who scored for, and well, this looking back.
See, I wasn't like the judges where I gave it. I gave round 1 to Hendricks, round 2 to GSP, 3 to Hendricks. 4.
Oh, wait, round 2, GSP.
Yeah, I gave GSP 2.
Really?
Yeah, he landed more total strikes. If I was judging it like them, it's more total strikes.
Oh, judging it like them, all right, because
but three.
In my opinion, Yamasaki kind of saved them in a way because I think Hendricks' mouthpiece fell out, and then they had to stand them up. It was just some bullshit like that.
I just gave 2 to GSP though. That was the only round I gave GSP. Then the rest of the fight I gave to Hendricks. The 5th round I gave it to Hendricks because he had more takedown control. Like he had more control of the octagon in the 5th round, and he had GSP against the cage. Like even though GSP got more strikes later on in the 5th round, I said, well, Hendricks has more control in my opinion, so I would give it to him. But round 2, I gave more to GSP because, like I said, he had a little bit of control in that round. But the rest of the rounds I gave to Hendricks. Hendricks did deserve to win in MMA terms. I will say that. But by the judges and how these judges are, these guys are idiots. They don't know how to judge an MMA bout, and they gave it to GSP. And I said on Twitter, Hendricks is going to lose this fight because once the total strikes appear on the board. Me being the boxing fan I am, I've watched so many goddamn Manny Pacquiao fights. No matter how many times you think this motherfucker's going to lose, oh, hell no. He got those total strikes. He's going to win. And I feel bad for Hendricks, but I'm glad he's going to face Robbie Lawler at the Houston card. He's going back to Houston. Dwight Howard's going to be there, freaking cheering him on and whatever, because Dwight Howard apparently is a UFC fan, which I never knew until today. I guess he is.
Houston or Dallas. All I know is it's Texas. That's what I can say.
Yeah, so I thought it was Houston or Dallas. Oh, yeah. Didn't they say they want to go to Jerryland?
No, I know. As much as I love the fight, no shot. Like, it would be really empty if they did Hendricks Lawler in Cowboy Stadium. If anything, it'd be in the Mavericks arena.
No. Mark Cuban land. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
Mark Cuban land. There we go.
yeah. So
But
but Hendricks did deserve to win. It was just that these judges, and the thing about Hendricks is he knows these judges like to screw people over. And I remember when he's in the post-fight press conference where he's like, "Oh, I was only using 70% of my power." It's like, motherfucker, just go for broken. I understand he was trying to serve his cardio, but to be the champion, you got to go 100% of all time. And that kind of pissed me off when he said a little bit that he was only going 70%. Because I said, imagine if he went 100% and not. Because we all know GSP doesn't have the greatest chin in the fucking world.
oh, look what happened with we remember Matt Serra, remember
Matt,
Khan dropped him. So it was very disappointing. It's like Johnny Hendricks. What happened to that guy that first round against Khan? He was just throwing these wild hooks and
mm-hmm.
it was landing. Like I remember that first round against Condit, I was just like, dude, Khan's about to get finished, and Condit survived because he's just a madman. But yeah, as happy I was to see Hendricks being precise and he was really fighting a good technical fight. Just at the end, I had a feeling his cardio was going to give out him. I just thought that fifth round he was kind of gassed, and it turned out it cost him. Although I definitely do not agree with the decision. I thought Hendricks had 48-47, but
Yeah.
I was really furious. Like I was really like just
Because I'm looking at the stats here, and I really want to know these 2 submission attempts that GSP took, and these
there
3.
was one guillotine. That's why I remember in the first round, but it was like barely hit. It was just like you can't unless it's like a really good spin. Like if you're really holding it in for like a good 10 seconds and the guy's like really close, it's like how can you really rule that? You know?
Yeah, and then also, like I said, like because these guys judge it by stupid boxing rules. GSP had 167 total strikes compared to Hendricks's 143, and then 122 significant strikes compared to 117. And so, if this was a boxing fight, I'd be like, well, yeah, even though GSP looks fucked up, he did land more. He did land more accurate shots, so he deserves to win. But this is an MMA fight. I mean, obviously, octagon control is one of the things, right? Well, Hendricks had a full 2 minutes of control over Georges St. Pierre. So I don't understand how he really lost this fight. But like I said, these MMA judges judge based off points. And that's what I was trying to tell people. Like, yeah, you may be upset, but just understand it ain't going to change until these judges change. And Dana's been talking about this for years now, and I still haven't seen anything yet. Like, come on, Dana, step up.
Yeah, it's your put or shut up. That's pretty much what it is at this point. It's been a foregone conclusion about judging and how it needs to be abolished and it needs to be reinvigorated. Whether it's getting guys like Forrest Griffin or Stephen Bonner who are case side like flipping out. I think I'm actually.
Oh, you are. Don't worry, I'll change that real quick.
Sorry, but anyway, yeah. So I don't know what they can do with judging, but you can't have these boxing judges in pretty much. Like I heard on the Sacramento card, they had like all 3 judges were like blue belts, and like I guess that was good for some reason. But I don't know. At the end of the day, it needs to happen in all areas. Right now, Las Vegas. Hopefully, they don't do anything for Saturday. Obviously, we're getting to 168, but man, if they screw up a decision, these are some huge fights.
I know why Sacramento did that, because they want more fights in California, because California has a bunch of MMA fans that want to watch more MMA.
Just like you.
Yeah, just like me. I'm like, fuck, man. Like, stop going to Brazil, Dana. Every time it's like a Brazil card. Like, it's not a. It was cool when you went after like 20 years of not going there, but now it's like, okay, we get it. You're in fucking Brazil this weekend. Shit. No, I'm saying, man, that it's like every other weekend, it's like, oh, we're in Brazil, motherfuckers. It's like cool.
Vitor Belfort's in the house. Keep somebody's head off.
Oh god, I can't wait to talk about Vitor. Vitor's a fucking madman, dude. Made Dan Henderson look shitty without his TRT.
Oh yeah. If you're Dan White, do you bring back Dan Henderson?
I'll give him one more fight, and if he gets knocked out again, I tell him he's done.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I know he was close in the fights against Machida and
yeah, like those fights right there. If he loses those, I don't give a fuck. He's still a guy I can put on a card. People will want to see him no matter what. Doesn't matter. He's an Olympian. Yeah, the H bomb for the win. Like Shogun. I want to get rid of Shogun. Like Shogun is still a guy that it's just like he's there. Put him against James Tahuna.
He's not getting cut. He's Brazil, man. He's untouchable.
Exactly. Same with Henderson. I want to cut Henderson, but if Henderson gets knocked out like again, like how he did against Vitor, I'd be like, look, Dan, I love you, I respect you, but you gotta retire because you don't want to.
Treatment.
Yeah, or Chuck Liddell.
exactly. Yeah. Oh gosh, fuck the dub.
And
I get brewed after a while, but
Rich Franklin too. Rich Franklin's on that short bus too, where if he gets knocked out again, he should retire.
well, I think he's going. I think he's just doing more of a fight than he's tired. Who knows who he fights against? But the thing with Henderson, looking back at that, just when he was going for like an attack, he just looked so slow. Like
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was watching on super slow mo. It was just that like he was changing levels. Like you saw his head movement, and like it was just so slow. And Vitor was like, "Dude, I'm just gonna hit you an uppercut. It's gonna be over right here." And then he gets back up.
Vitor don't care. What Dan Henderson doing? Moving head up and down. No, Vitor
Right.
knock you out.
Jesus uppercut. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. This one's for Jesus. Where's my sister?
We're
I
of the Old Testament. I don't know about bad jokes, but yeah, I just to me it's like Dan Anderson. Like obviously he's a legend, whatever. But eventually got called. But supposed to be 43 soon.
Yeah, he's getting up there. He's no Randy Couture. Because the thing with Dan Henderson is like he's fighting in like the 205 and 185 area where guys are going to be faster. But Randy Couture, he took it smart. He's like, well, I'm old. I'm going to fight the heavyweights who are going to be slow no matter what. So that's why Randy Couture looks like a genius because like he fought against heavyweights. And you saw when Randy Couture went to 205, what happened there? He got his ass kicked. But when he was in the heavyweight division, minus the Brock Lesnar fight, he was looking good.
Yeah, the 205 fight, he got his head kicked off by Machida.
Oh God,
55,000 people.
Dana White's probably has that video being played right next to Mark Hunt versus Antonio Bigfoot Silva 5 times.
I like that segue.
Yeah, exactly.
Based on the reports, though, does your opinion change the fight now that Bigfoot's been caught excessive TRT use or whatever?
Wait, what happened with Bigfoot?
You didn't hear? He got suspended 9 months.
Oh, for doing TRT?
Yeah, he like excessive levels.
Well, that shows why he was able to take the punches, but the fight was still fucking good. Doesn't take away.
The fight was amazing.
Chael was on TRT when he fought Anderson Silva, and that's still one of my favorite fights in UFC history.
Yeah, that's why I compared it to. I was asking people, I was like, is your appreciation or love for the fight going to be changed by, one of them being caught
no.
or use of TRT? And they're like, nah, screw that, Obviously, it's wrong or whatever, and it hurts the value of the fighter. But in terms of the fight itself, we're still going to watch it over and over again.
Yeah, no, that fight was fucking awesome. It just shows that, hey, look, this is what Bigfoot Silva realized. He sucked in the main event. He was facing someone that was going to hit him hard. And it just shows why Bigfoot Silva looked a little bit bigger and stronger than he did in months past. So, it is what it is. Some fighters, like does Dan Henderson and Shogun Rua get taken away because we all know Dan Henderson abuses TRT? No, it doesn't get taken away. Does any of Stephan Bonner's great wars get taken away because of the steroids that he apparently used? No, it doesn't get taken away. They're still great fights.
Damn, that's well said. But it was interesting about the Bigfoot fight was just when he was taking those shots, I was like, how is he still up?
Oh, I know.
I remember Daniel Cormier. When Daniel Cormier wasn't a big deal at Strikeforce, when they fought, I think it was the semifinals, Cormier just blasted him. And Bigfoot just dropped. After like the 4th time he got dropped, it was over. I'm just like, I never thought of Bigfoot having a good chin. Obviously, the Kane fights also kind of show that away. But he was taking these shots from Hunt, and I know he got knocked out once, but it was just unbelievable how he survived that.
And sometimes it was like his deep, like he would have his hands up, but you could obviously see that Hunt's like literally blasting him right in the face, and he was just standing there just fine. I'm like, damn.
Do you think he got bailed out though in the 5th round and they stopped the fight due to excessive blood? I think he got bailed out a little bit.
Yeah, no, he did get bailed out, and this is the second time that I've seen this happen where they stopped the fight because of something, and then they had to just go to the judges' scorecard of what they had now, because the first time I saw it was Donald Cerrone versus Jamie Varner and WEC, and Donald Cerrone poked Jamie Varner's eye on accident, and then Jamie Varner said, "I can't see." Oh no, was it Jamie Varner or Jens Pulver? One of the two. Jamie Varner. Jens Pulver was in the 145 division, crying every minute. But Jamie Varner said he couldn't see, and so then Varner said he couldn't see, and so they ended it in the 3rd round out of 5 or 2nd round out of 5, and Varner won those rounds apparently. So Donald Cerrone was really pissed off about that, and Jamie Varner did a great wrestling promo at the end. So, but yeah, that was just random. As I was like, wait, why did he stop and fight? Oh, what do you mean too much blood? Fucking A, you had Mark Mark Hominick with a hematoma still freaking fight Jose Aldo, and um, freaking Cain Velasquez made JDS into nothing. Like,
Yeah,
and
hope, a blight hope.
and these guys still fight. They didn't go to the judges scorecard. I just thought that was random. Like, too much blood loss. Like, come on.
Yeah, you knew how I was gonna finish it too. Yeah, overall, just an insane fight. Like I can never imagine Mark Hunt fighting for 25 minutes. I love the Super Samoan, but if you look at his fights with Stefan Struve and the Ben
JDS.
Rothwell fight, good God, man, those guys were just. I thought one of them was gonna collapse at one point. You know what I mean? Just Hunt's never had good cardio, but hey, he just kept battling, and obviously they gassed out at the end. But that's what you expect from two guys that are weighing 275, 280
Yeah,
pounds.
dude, even Mark Hunt, he was gassing the third round, and he was still going. He was like, I love those. I love those guys. Sometimes, like they're tired, but you just see them still like swinging for the fences, and you're like, oh, how are you doing this? What is your problem? So, I would never be able to do that. I would be like, no, just knock me out, bro. I'm done. I'm tired, dog. I can't do this anymore.
He put on a hell of a show, man. He came out with no sponsors. I love the entrance. He just comes out with the chain looking like Rampage.
Hey man, Rampage got a huge win on Bellator. I don't think you should.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
No, what's been going on in Bellator, anyways?
No,
Nothing.
their season's done, I think.
Oh yeah, they do seasons.
Yeah, I don't know why. I really have no idea.
Spike
But
T,
anyway,
Spike TV, brother.
yeah. Now we didn't get to GSP retirement that much. Obviously, it's not allowed to talk about the GSP retirement, but I
Vacation.
don't know. What should we talk about? Favorite moments or memories? Like, were you all surprised by the news?
I was surprised more of how like lack of attention this got from major sports media is what surprised the hell out of me because the only place I heard it from really was from the major sports media side. It's Fox Sports Live and a little 2 minute segment on ESPN, but that just surprises me because I figured GSP is like the biggest motherfucker when it comes down to the casual fan bases of the MMA. I mean, I know MMA is still trying to transition, getting into major sports media, but it just surprises me that not even him. They were focusing on the vacating of the. Now, I remember when I heard it, I was just like, "Oh, this is kind of random. Like, why is he leaving?" I listened to the phone call, and it was just random. I just thought it was very very random. And then there was reports that his dad is dying, or he got a girl pregnant, or something. The aliens are coming, or something like GSP. I respect the dude as an athlete. He's not one of my favorite fighters because I find him boring. I know that most people will shun me for that, but I do find him boring. He's not exciting. But I do respect what he has done. Anderson Silva's probably happy because he can't break his record. I think that Anderson Silva lost because he lost to Weidman. So Anderson Silva's happy. But, I think Ronda Rousey said it best. The guy has the most octagon time spent in the ring. That must really, especially at his age of like, what, 31, 32. The guy probably is tired and he needs a break. I welcome GSP back with open arms. His return is going to be as miraculous as Derrick Rose's return and Kobe Bryant's return. No, I'm just kidding. His return will be like Tom Brady's return. It'll be like the biggest deal. I'm excited. I'm excited to see him back in the cage whenever he is. I hope this break refreshes him and makes him a stronger fighter. But yeah, it is what it is. Some of my favorite fights that he has are him versus Condit, and then him versus Sarah the second time, and and the Hughes matches were good. I liked all the Hughes matches that he had, but yeah, I don't really have that many favorite GSP fights. Definitely younger GSP was sick to watch, like him versus Mayhem Miller and shit.
I forgot that.
Yeah, dude, Mayhem Miller tried to do the Shawn Michaels kip up
Mayhem
into
at
GSP.
170. Dude, Mayhem looks so drawn out, 185, man. Mayhem at 170.
Well, he was a lot younger back then. He was a lot more in shape. But
Sure,
yeah, so like that was a fun fight. But yeah, GSP he's definitely going to be missed. Like I'm not going to lie, like I get excited for a GSP fight just because I want to see who can beat this dude. I want to be like, yes, I told you, GSP can lose. I told you, but
yeah,
but
that was the Fedor pick.
Yeah, exactly. Like Fedor and stuff. Like with Anderson Silva, there's so many people that watch Silva fights just to watch the dude lose. They don't want to see him win. Most people hate Anderson Silva because they think his fans are jackasses and shit. But
And he's not American.
yeah, he's not American and he can't speak the English.
Exactly. Like, as much as obviously I respect TSP, and he's done so much for us, but one thing I always know about him was just based off like leaving fights, like leaving places after watching a fight, was just coming out a little disappointed. Like I remember that Dan Hardy fight. Like I thought it
Oh
was
no.
an exciting fight. Man, that fight sucked. Even the Diaz fight, everyone was so excited, man. Nick Diaz, the rebel. Maybe he can end it here. Maybe not. Not many people are picking Diaz, but still, it's Nick Diaz. But you're getting excited for it. I just
Mhm.
remember leaving both those fights.
Oh,
Like,
BJ Penn and GSP. Sorry, I forgot about those fights.
BJ Penn, that's true.
Yeah, great fights.
Look, GSP obviously dominated. The guy wins he doesn't want to get hit. He wants to beat your opponent in every facet way. Remember the whole cost check with the jab and stuff?
Oh god, that was and then they made that shitty commercial with him and Jake Shields, which remember the name. Oh, that was another fight that you're talking about. How like he has so many big fights. Him and Jake Shields. Oh,
he got booed.
it was like the biggest fight ever. It was like,
he getting booed?
Huh?
Didn't GSP get booed at the end or something?
Yeah, he got booed.
Oh yeah, that's what I remember him for. Look, the guy's a legend. Don't get me wrong. We're not trying to disrespect him in any way. We obviously respect him, but I've known him to kind of buzzkill fights. Dan Hardy, when I was like, oh damn it. At first, I'm like, okay, maybe Dan. Honestly, I knew Dan Hardy's takedown defense would be bad, but I thought George would engage more. It just turned into a mess. And then the Nick Diaz fight. And look, Diaz deserves some blame for it because he was very hesitant the first 2 rounds.
And then Diaz made his random excuses like most fighters do sometimes. Where he's like, I wasn't feeling good that day, I was kind of sick, but then afterwards, when I got into the cage, I felt a little bit better. Like he was like making all those excuses. So it's Nick Diaz. He's funny no matter what. We still respect you, Nick.
Exactly.
No. We still love you.
Get back to the Australia card. Anything else stand out to you? The Shogun knockout was pretty crazy, right?
Shogun, yeah, pretty much. I was like, okay, how is this fight gonna go? Is it gonna go 3 rounds of boringness and one Shogun flurry, or is it gonna go quick? And I was happy that it went quick because that just showed that Shogun still has something left in that tank, and it shows that he still can be a threat when his mind is right. So I never want to discredit Shogun. I think he's a great fighter. I think his fans are really really annoying. That everyone thinks like I remember when it was like when Shogun was facing Machida and when he was the light heavyweight champion when John Jones was going to face Shogun, I just said I hope John Jones embarrasses Shogun. I hope like I'm not the hugest Rashad fan in the world, but I wanted Rashad to knock the fuck out of Shogun when they were supposed to fight because I was sick and tired of these Shogun fans saying he's the greatest like champion of all time. He's one of the best fighters, and I'm like, Shogun does not even compare to Silva. Doesn't even compare to GSP to me. Hell, I had Jose Aldo better than Shogun sometimes. Like I said, Jose Aldo's a better fighter than Shogun Rua. So
Rashad would have torn him up too, man. Just when Shogun in that fight with John Jones, I had never seen a champion look that out of shape. It was just crazy.
Like, yeah, no, because I told my friends here, I'll take off my shirt. Like when I watched that fight with my friends, I was like, here, let me take off my shirt. Geez, I have the same body as Shogun Rua. I'm going to go to the UFC right now. Because, I mean, yeah, seriously. Oh.
Dude, oh my god. Like, you look, I don't have a joke for it. But
like, I remember the best I've seen Shogun in the UFC, actually 2 times. When he faced Liddell, he looked fucking awesome. And then when he faced off against Machida the second time, holy freaking shit. I said, if he comes in like this, okay, maybe I'll give Shogun more props. But then afterwards, he got the injury. Then they had to push back the fight. Then Rashad was injured. And then afterwards, John Jones got the fight because they didn't want to push Shogun back even more. So pretty much Shogun, when he showed up, I was like, why are you so fat? Like, come on, man. Like,
and remember, they were considering playing Rampage, but Rampage was out of shape himself because Rampage, he's known for his history of like gaining like 40, 45 pounds after like winning a fight because he just eats shit pretty much.
Oh yeah, and then he drinks like all the beer. He throws like the biggest after parties I heard.
I know him and Josh Barnett. I hear Josh
Barnett.
But And I think so. Really clear on Brian Bader. Oh my god, that fight against Pearlish. Poor. That's why these guys over 40. I just feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was just, dude. That was just like a 15 minutes of like beating up the elderly.
I'm not gonna lie. I found it more entertaining when I was fast forwarding through it.
I don't blame you.
I was like, oh, kind of interesting. I was like, fast forward. I want to just see Shogun Tahuna. One thing I gotta say is like, I really hope that the UFC on Fox One cards get an extra hour because it sucks when I have to DVR that and then I have to DVR some other bullshit show like their Fox's like I don't know what they have on there, but they need to have more an extra hour for those Fox Sports One cards because I am sick and tired of having the main event get cut off and then I have to wait until the replay and record what's after the replay. So,
It is annoying.
yeah, because like I was so pissed off during the Mark Hunt and Antonio Silva fight. I watched it via recording because I didn't see it until like a little bit later. I was watching it recording and it got cut off during the second round. I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh, I have to wait till the replay, and then I have to wait till the replay, and then I have to wait till what's going on after replay. So I recorded that shit again, but it was well worth it. It was well worth it.
Yeah, the end of the second round, I remember Silva just landed a hard leg kick, and I thought like Hunt was done. It seemed like he couldn't like run anymore. Like he just lost all of his like his footing, but then he just bounced back. Do you remember that sharp kick?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, damn. And Hunt just completely landed. Like he took it so awkwardly. You feel how much pain he suffered during that.
Yeah, he just did like a quick little, oh shit. That actually kind of hurt a little bit. And I think that's what kind of made Mark Hunt not push as much during the rest of the fight. Because after that sharp kick, it was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't push that much anymore because this guy can actually have some leg kick power.
Dude, he's crazy, man. Like, honestly, like if he got a title shot, I think the pay per view numbers would be pretty like it wouldn't be like amazing, like blown out of the water, but I think it'd be a very good buy rate. Like just promoting Mark Hunt, man, because he's just such a fan favorite at this point.
Yeah, no, I remember when who was it that got hurt, and I think JDS was supposed to fight Overeem, right? And Overeem got suspended. I remember people were like rally for Mark Hunt. They wanted Mark Hunt to fight JDS, but Dana's like, fuck that shit. I'm fucking making my own fucking fight, and he made JDS versus Frank Mir.
Yeah, but the thing was like I couldn't hear him because think about like Hunt, who did he beat? He beat that Chris Tersher, who nobody knows where he is anymore. Ben Rothwell, which was a really bad fight. I do not ever watch again. And he knocked out Congo, and everyone knocks out Congo. It's like he didn't really have the resume at the time. Now, like if you put watching his fights now, it's just like we can understand why. So
yeah,
time I couldn't hate the decision. I know it's a popularity business. Look what happened with Shalen and John Jones, but whatever.
Hey, from what I understand, John Jones canceled because this should be UFC 167. All right, we should be talking about UFC 167 right now. But Dana White said no. UFC 151 is the event that John Jones killed.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Randy Couture killed that too.
Yep.
Anyway.
Lyoto killed that event too. Everyone, this should be the 167 card we should be talking about with Silva and Weidman.
Well, you want to talk about the Sacramento card a little bit? Then we'll do the 168 picks. But
yeah, Sacktown.
You voiced your displeasure at the production, but yeah. I thought the overall fights were pretty good.
Oh no, the fights were good. Like the fights were good. I just hated the production. Like the thing is with these box cards, these are money making cards, like for fighters. And the thing is when it looks so bad when these guys are in the cage by themselves and they don't get any post fight. Like, okay, what is with these stupid commercials? Like, we're going to be right back with the official decision. We know who fucking won if it's a knockout or submission. Why do you need to go to a commercial? No, just stay there and no post-fight interviews that much. And also another thing is, this event was sponsored by Beats by Dre because the winners of the fights got to wear their Beats by Dre's. Why in the blue hell do you not say that UFC? Like, oh, this is sponsored by Beats by Dre. And why isn't one of your fighters in a commercial with like Colin Kaepernick and Kevin Garnett is in for these Beats by Dre? Like, come on, man. Like, just a little. Like, they do it right on the Fox Sports 1 cards. Why not on the Fox cards? Why can't I get an interview with Uriah Faber or Chad Mendez or even some of the losers or Joe Lozon, who's a fan favorite? Like.
Yeah. I just think, going to 3 hours would really benefit them. But thing is, they go on a lot of these shows on the West Coast, I know. So I'm not sure maybe if it's a West Coast issue, but at the end of the day, yeah, they draw it down so much, and then you have the analyst, which is cool. Like honestly, what they're gonna do with the analyst is fine, even though I'm not a Kurt Menefee guy. I remember we were talking about that.
Kurt Menefee's the man. If I want to be one black man in my life, it's Kurt Menefee. He's fat.
I'll be Dale Cormier.
No. Okay. Look at Kurt Menefee. He's fat. He gets to talk to NFL Hall of Famers all day while being fat. Not only that, he gets to go to free UFC events for being fat, and he has a good black voice, like one of those black voices that you want on your television set. So honestly, I want to be Kurt Menefee I want to be Kurt Menefee.
You just sold me really good.
Yeah, exactly. Think about it. He's just fat and he gets to do all this stuff. I mean, hell, dude, he's fat.
I think I get Strahan, man. You need Michael Strahan again.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I want to be Michael Strahan so I can do a TV show with Kelly Ripa every morning. No thanks. No thanks. I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, you're on fire today. I gotta admit. I'm trying to convince people that you're one step in it, but no, I get. Just at the end of the day, I just think like you said, I think Fox would really benefit from going for 3 hours. And
yeah,
I wrote an article about this about how they should use different analysis, not just keep Chael and Brian Stan and Cormier and who's the other one that's on a lot.
Rashad.
Yeah, Rashad's not good. So I think they should vary it a few guys.
Yeah, like especially because like if there's a guy from California that's not on the card, like where's Dominic Cruz? I like Dominic Cruz as an analyst. Like
I think he's more the Fox Sports 1 guy. I don't know. But then again, like.
But Dominic Cruz has faced Dominic Cruz has faced Demetrius Johnson, has faced Uriah Faber. He has faced most of these guys. He would have more of a better insight than a Chael Sonnen who fucking never faced these idiots before.
Like Chael is just on for range. But you know what I think they might do is they might put Dominic Cruz on the January card because a week after he's main eventing the Super Bowl card, and they're gonna have to sell the shit out of that card with him and fighting Burrell because let's face it, the little guys haven't been drawing it that much.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they'll put him on the next box. But yeah, I just feel like putting different analysts and making it 3 hours would be better. But as for the
because that next box card isn't so far just being main evented by Thompson and Henderson.
Yeah, dude. Benson. Honestly, the Fox card is probably the weakest, and I thought the card in Seattle this summer was weak, but. Man, you got Thompson Henderson, which is a damn good main event. I'm actually really looking forward to that fight, but just the all-around card sucks. You got, Stipe Miocic is my boy. I am obviously I gotta be unbiased, but he is my boy. And I think his fight with Gonzaga is gonna be pretty interesting. But then you got Jeremy Stevens or Darren Elkins. Like, how is that on? How you gonna put Jeremy Stevens, who's like 3-8 in like his last 11 fights, and then you got Donald Cerrone in it. Everyone likes Donald Cerrone. Don't get me wrong, he's cool, but he's fighting this. I think his name's Adriano Martin.
Is this his featherweight debut, or is he still in lightweight?
No, he's still lightweight, but like Cerrone's interesting. But like he's fighting this guy. I think it's Adriano Martin's or something. Nobody knows who the hell this guy is, and it just makes no sense. I think it's going down to Chicago, and they do good business in Chicago. People are always interested in Chicago, but I just feel like this card is so lackluster. You got nobody's on it pretty much, and I know people are like Gonzaga's had a nice run or whatever, but I don't know. I think it's the worst.
Where's Hector Lombard at? They can't get Hector Lombard on another card. He didn't get touched by Nate the Great.
He's fighting Shields in Dallas, I think. Yeah, that's.
He's playing. And that was another thing. I hope Matt Brown gets better because I was really looking forward to that Condit Matt Brown fight.
I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, God, that would have been fucking killer on that Fox card.
Well, that would have been man. Like I just remember seeing the news. I'm like,
I felt so bad. I felt so bad for him because he's been such on an amazing role. And I wanted to see if he was really, really ready to take that next step. But when he went down, I was surprised that Dana didn't try to put Lombard in there with freaking Condit.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe Lombard, because Lombard has problems making weight.
Yeah, he's a big guy, so
they want to risk it. You know what I mean?
And plus, he can't really speak English that well, so I don't think it would have gone over with the California fans. So yeah.
Yeah, he just says like 3-letter words.
He's worse than Anderson.
That's how he rolls, man. But as for the Sacramento card, man, obviously he got a lot of criticism for his performance, but then there was a report that he had a sinus infection dealing with. But man, I'm just so impressed by Chapman. Obviously, it wasn't a great performance.
It wasn't a great performance. I think like he was probably sick because there's times where he looked just so fucking sluggish. It was like this ain't the Chad Mendes you know.
No, he told Joe Silva he had a flu, and then it was reported that he had a sinus infection. So the fact that he went 3 rounds and still dominated, like, sure, he didn't do a lot, but to me, it's like Nick Lentz didn't do anything this fight.
Yeah,
And for people that really following the sport closely, Nick Lentz was talking a lot of shit before the fight, and he didn't do like
he didn't deliver.
yeah, he didn't deliver at all. Like he survived the beating in the first round. Like Mendes tagged him hard, but
He only got that one shot where Mendez was like, "The fuck was that?" Like that was the only shot he got the whole fight, and then the rest of the fight he looked like a bitch.
yeah, pretty much. Like I hope they do Cub Swanson, Chad Mendes. That would truly certify who's the true #1 contender, rather than these guys just beating up these schlubs. Like you put Cub Swanson against Dennis Seaver. It's like, dude, we know he's gonna win. I like Dennis Seaver, but Cub's gonna beat him, and we knew Chad Mendes was gonna beat guys like Clay Vita and holy fight Darren Elkins. He fought. I remember.
And who was that one? Who was that one dude? Cody McKenzie.
Oh, that was the Stone and Silva card. It's like, dude, we know these guys are gonna beat these guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like the featherweight division needs help.
Yeah.
But you know which win surprised the fuck out of me? Uriah Faber. I did not give him a shot. I said nope. He's going to lose this fight. Mayday is too damn good for him.
Wow, I actually had the other one. I just thought Faber was just gonna use his strength and just take him down and just grapple, just pretty much control him on the ground, land some elbows. But the fact that Faber stand up looked that good, oof, oh boy.
If only the Team Alpha Male can get ready for title shots like they do in non-title shots.
Hey, they're gonna have a shot in 2014. Faber's definitely getting time. When you go 4-0, man, that's just incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. Faber deserves the next title shot. But if you're Uriah Faber and Dana White's like, all right, you're facing up against. God, I don't think Faber wants to face off against. God, I'm drawing Barao again. I wouldn't. Renan Barao freaking does what Jose Aldo did. If you're Faber left featherweight because he didn't want to face Jose again. He ain't gonna face Renan Barao again. No, hell no. He'll be like, no, I'm not.
I don't know anybody who's gonna beat Renan Barao right now. He's just that scary. But
I think Dominic Cruz has the screaming powers to do so. When he punches, you're just like, why is he screaming? Like he's like, ha ha! And like every minute.
I'll be there cage side, man. I can't wait to hear him scream.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm picking Dominic Cruz for that fight. I just have a feeling he's gonna come back and have a good performance. Like I just think because Dominic Cruz is so big and so tall for that division. Like Barao has been facing these little small utter midgets, but Cruz just has all the tools I think that it takes to beat a Barao. In my personal opinion,
how's he gonna take leg kicks though, man? Barao's got those leg kicks. It's just like
he'll find a way. He'll find a way. I think he'll find a way. Champions always find a way.
Ever been taken down? That's another thing. It just there's so many cool elements to that fight. I know that fight people are like, oh, bantamweight's headline card, really, but that fight's really exciting, man. Like I'm actually really looking forward to that one. Not because I'm gonna be there live, but I feel like it's gonna be a good story.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see that fight either. That fight's exciting for us hardcore fans. These casual fans are like, psh, who are these 135 fucks? Like, come on, watch these guys. They're good. Like Demetrius Johnson didn't sell you on the Metweight division. I don't know what will.
Yeah, I want to see. After watching that knockout, man, I would love to see him rematch with John Dodson because to me, both now, obviously Dodson has knockout power, but after seeing Johnson, man, just both these guys can hit.
Mm-hmm. And Demetrius Johnson, he'll be able to knock out fucking. He has more knockout highlights to his UFC resume. So now Face the Pain has those. Oh yeah.
I still can't see a flyweights headlining a pay-per-view, man.
Oh no, they're never gonna headline a pay-per-view until they find like someone that. See, the thing with flyweights is they will need to find someone that is literally like Anderson Silva like or Jose Aldo like, someone that is just like a good-looking dude that fucking bites out of this world. Like, you know how Anderson Silva does the freaking Matrix shit, or GSP, how he's just a good-looking dude and stuff like that. Like, you need someone like that in the division. Like, Demetrius Johnson, not to knock him, but, like, besides being... like, where's his personality? He's like a short little black guy. Like, that's it. No offense to him, but that's all he is.
Yeah, he's like me. He's like not much of an image, you know what I mean? He's kind of like Anthony Pettis, and Anthony Pettis obviously has the crazy kicks.
Yeah, no, well, Anthony Pettis, like, he fits like good-looking guy, like out of this world fighter, where you're like, oh, I gotta see this dude fight. He's gonna do this crazy fucking move. But Demetrius Johnson, like all you know him for is the guy who's sponsored by Xbox.
I think honestly, if he wasn't Mexican, I think Cain Velasquez would have that problem.
Yeah, I would agree there. If he wasn't Mexican or Brazilian, if Cain Velasquez was just some white dude, it would be like, oh,
Oregon,
yeah, exactly, from
the
Portland,
mean
Oregon.
streets of Oregon.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Chael knows how to talk, so Chael's set for life. Like, if he didn't know how to talk, Chael would be screwed.
Oh yeah, that was this weirdo. But
That's what I think Chris Weidman's problem is, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
well, if he beats Anderson, he starts getting a reputation. And remember, he is undefeated. Like they could build him up as being this guy who's undefeated. People still look at records, man. I know some people are like, oh, UFC is kind of like.
Yeah, no, I know people still look at records, but if he beats Anderson, he's going to meet Vitor, and meeting Vitor is not what you want to do right now.
Hey, that fight's gonna be in Vegas. I think Vitor he might not have the package to do.
Oh, okay.
No shot that fight would be in Brazil. Not a shot. They're either gonna do it in Vegas or somewhere on the West Coast. I think.
if Anderson and Vitor two if Anderson wins and it's Anderson versus Vitor two, come on, you got to put that in Brazil at least, though.
All right, that I can see fine, but if it's Weidman, it's like nah. When you beat Anderson twice, you're not gonna put Weidman in enemy's territory. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
if against 168.
Yeah, we're going to talk about 168. Let's talk about the main prelim of the night. The main event of the evening for the prelims should be the third last match on the card. Chris Lieben versus Uriah Hall. I have a lot of complaints about this. First of all, I want to see these guys more than I want to see Jim Miller versus I don't even know who the fuck he's facing. Who is he facing? Fabricio Morongo Koromis. Okay, so Jim Miller, is this another guy where we're supposed to say, oh, Jim Miller, you're going to kick his ass and then all of a sudden you lose? No, I don't care. He looks like Daniel Cormier. Dustin Poirier versus Diego Brando.
That's a good fight, man. I know you're going to criticize, but I keep that on main card.
Well, sure, it's a featherweight opener, and it's Dustin Poirier. He's a nice-looking white dude. Sure, why not? But why is my boy Chris Lieben and this guy who made his name in the Ultimate Fighter house? Why is this guy? These guys not on the main card. Like, come on! Like, this is Chris Lieben.
Man, it's the pioneer, man. Dana talks about how much he loves the first season of Tough. Where's the love, Dana?
Yeah, come on, Dana. Put this on the main card. Take out Jim Miller versus this Daniel Cormier lookalike, man. Like, oh.
I think Dana still has a vendetta against Chris Lieben because they put him on the main card against, I think it was Derek Brunson, 155 when Kane destroyed JDS the first time. And I think Lieben was gassed out by the second round, but I don't know.
Well, you know what? I still think that Lieben deserves the main card. Like, he's had so many great main card fights. Like, I know Uriah Hall has not been impressive, and I do not know. I seriously do not know what this kid's fucking problem is. Like, I really want to go into the head of Uriah Hall in a fight and see what he's thinking. Like, man, should I kick him? Should I punch him? Like, this dude I heard was supposed to be, like, Anderson Silva's biggest threat, and he was in the Tough House. I was like, what? Like, okay, sure, but when this guy...
The kill instinct's not there. I think that's what people are talking about.
Yeah, honestly, as much as I love Chris Lieben, I want to see a young fighter step up. And if Uriah Hall can do that, I'm fine with that. Even if it means the end of my hero's career.
Yeah, this is a loser go home fight. This is like the preview of an Overeem mirror right here. Like this is winner stays, loser see you bye.
Yeah, these two are pretty much fighting for their careers, and especially if Chris Lieben gets knocked the fuck out.
Oh god,
he's gone. Chris Lieben has no argument. He'll be like GSP at the post-fight press conference.
It'll be Chris Lieben against that Russian dude in Bellator fighting for a championship.
Oh. Chris Lieben versus the Russian dude. I can't wait at Bellator.
Oh my god, that's his name in Bellator.
Who knows?
This is a really good prelims though, man. You got T-Bow against Michael Johnson.
Yeah, Glyson T-Bow's on here.
Michael Johnson really damn good against Joe Lozon his last fight. You got when I look at these two guys, I just think like two rugged old men. You got Dennis Seaver versus Manny Gambarian. Like to me, those are just two rugged men just colliding.
Mm-hmm. And then you got John Doomsday Howard on here too.
underrated fight, man. Sayar, I'm not even gonna bother pronouncing his name because it's just that crazy. But Sayar, that goes on undefeated streak at one point. I think that fight's getting underlooked. I like John. I think John Howard. That guy could be a problem just because he's so big and explosive. You just need to stop high fiving people.
we don't need to like John. You have the nickname Doomsday. Knock the fuck out of these people. Like you're the guy who killed Superman. Doomsday's the dude who killed Superman. Dude, act like him, not the dude who freaking wants to high five everybody. But let's talk about Dustin Poirier versus Diego Brandao.
Wait, one thing before, I just think it's appropriate because he was supposed to find this card, man. Rest in peace, Shane Del Rosario.
Yep, rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely sucks what happened, and I don't know much information about it. As you noticed, they asked Dana his thoughts, and I don't know, he said respect to the family, which I do believe. I think the family doesn't talk about it.
I don't even want to like that was just a shock because it was just like what like he was never a big guy in the UFC, but he was one of those guys that you would see on the prelims, you would see on some main cards, and you would know who the hell he is. Like he's not a marquee house name, but for us hardcore fans, we knew who Shane Del Rosario was.
He was really good at, he had the great Muay Thai style. He was supposed to find this card. That's why I definitely want to give him the props and love for, just obviously mention him. But it sucks. But I still think this prelim card is overall really set up well, especially, the Fox Sports one. You got 4 cards that fights that I'm kind of appealed to. Like maybe Sevier versus Gambira might be just kind of a dud, but the other 3 I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, no, me too. So now Dustin Poirier versus Diego Brandao. Yeah, obviously, you know more about the Diego Brandao fellow. This is how bad. This is a featherweight match, right?
Yeah, this is featherweight.
Yeah, this is how bad a featherweight.
This guy's everyone calls him like this scary guy. Like he's just this big intimidator. Yeah. He was the star. He was the star of Team Bisbing when they did Team Bisbing versus Team Miller.
I didn't watch that season.
Dude, that's one of my favorite seasons.
There was a point in the Ultimate Fighter where I just kind of fell off a little bit.
Oh, really? Well, that season, I think that was the last full season I watched. So, yeah, he's like known as this pretty intimidating guy. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He's going against Poirier, who is one of the brighter prospects at featherweight. So I'm really looking forward to this. So I expect a really high-paced fight. I'm not picking winners till next week because I really don't know exactly yet. So. I don't know. I don't know. You want to pick winners?
Dustin Poirier will miss weight.
Yeah.
So one of these guys will miss weight.
Does he ever miss weight?
It'll happen. No, I'm just kidding. Dustin Poirier for the win.
Yeah, I guess.
I like his style. He can fight on the ground too. I don't know if Diego Brandao can fight on the ground. Can he?
That's a good question. Yeah, he hasn't fought in a while. That's the problem. Like I like active fighters. He knows a lot of these guys are active. Like
that card that is after 168. It's like the card in China, right? Or card somewhere, and there's like
that card. I don't know anybody.
Yeah, no, I don't know anyone either. But I guess there's like this undefeated dude on that card.
Isn't Safadine main event?
Yeah, Safadine. Him, Safadine, and someone else. I can't remember. Lim.
It's just Ellenberger was supposed to be the guy.
Yes, isn't Safadine undefeated, right? From what I
feel like did Paul Daly beat him? I'm looking at Tyron Woodley beat him.
Okay. No, there was another guy that was supposed to be in that card, and he was undefeated. I can't remember his name, but he fought in Strikeforce. That's all I know. He was undefeated. He has like 8-0 record. He's a welterweight, I think.
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. Screw it. It's a random China card. Go watch it on Fox Sports 1.
Trying to maybe Cunley will make.
Oh yeah, who's Gustafsson facing before we move on to Jim Miller choking another fight?
Jimmy Mano.
Yeah, he's fighting that. Is he? I haven't heard that much about him, but I know he's undefeated.
Dude, he has the weirdest streak. In like his 3 fights he won, all the fighters have like blown out their knee or like Achilles during a fight. Like he fought Cyril Diabate. Diabate like tore his hamstring in the fight. And
wow.
He just fought Ryan Jimmel. And Ryan Jimmel, I think like. He got hurt in the fight. Like, he's finishing fights, but it's like because the guys are getting hurt. Like, it's just this weird thing. But they're hyping up that he has crazy knockout power, which he does. Like, he's very reckless, whatever. But the thing about him is he has really bad cardio. So.
Oh, okay. Well, because I haven't seen much of him, so I was just like, oh, that's kind of interesting for Gus. But
honestly, he's an upgrade over Nogueira. I'm just done with Lil Nog. Like, Big Nog, you still support because Big Nog he just takes punishment, and you never know what's gonna happen. Lil Nog, I'm just so over.
Screw Little Nog. He's being an asshole.
over. And at least Monoway, he's young. He brings something different to the table. He is from the UK, so I think he'll get a nice applause. And I assume a lot of Swedish fans will come to this event because it's in London. The travel wouldn't be that bad. So that's be cool. And then, ironically enough, that same day, Glory's gonna be going on, and Mirko Krokov's debut is gonna be that day for Glory. So I'm hyped for that. So
Mirko Krokov is back in Glory MMA.
Spike TV.
Oh God! Wait, they have another MMA promotion on there?
No, it's
kickboxing K1, right?
Yeah, so Krokop, he'll actually look decent.
Okay, good.
He needs to stop fighting heavyweights at the MMA.
Oh, well, guess what? I've decided that I'm done with the UFC. There's no one here that I want to face. Junior Dos Santos is not better than me. If he wants to fight me, he can meet me at the Gloria K1 Boxing on Spike TV.
I think Pat Barry's gonna end up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, Pat Barry, he's another guy. Like, I like Pat Barry, but he's not. He's in the Crow Cop category. He's just too small for these giant heavyweights. Like, so Palele just ate him. He just literally ate him. He just took him down and just started pounding him, and it was over.
I feel bad for Pat Barry.
I honestly, I used to, but now it's just like, dude, you gotta go to 205.
Before, fuck it. We already know Jim Miller's going to choke this fight, guys. I know everyone wants Jim Miller to be back, and everyone said that he should have fought Frankie Edgar, but blame Gray Maynard and Frankie Edgar going to a draw. Honestly, just how it is. Jim Miller's going to choke somehow.
The last time this guy, I did research this guy Fabricio Camoa, so you pronounce it. His last fight was at UFC 148, and he lost to Melvin Gillard. It's like, how did this guy get this fight? How? Like, why couldn't you put I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody else in my head. Like, what about Melvin? Oh, he's fighting Ross Pearson.
Yeah, I think it was just like the lightweights are so stacked, and then so many lightweight guys are like, yeah, I'm moving down to featherweight. So
I don't know, man. Maybe you should put. He fought last month. Should put my boy Jorge Masvidal on this card. I love Masvidal. Masvidal just brawls, man. He doesn't give a shit. I like that.
Yeah, I think Jim Miller's gonna choke this fight. That's just me.
Well, this guy's like this crazy black belt. That's what they're hyping up, but who knows? Maybe Miller just grind and pound, kind of like we did against Lozon.
All right.
Like I said, I haven't seen much of the Santos guys, so who the hell knows? But anyway, let's get into those fights that people care about. I gotta ask you a question though. Like, when was the last time you seen a Josh Barnett fight not really get much publicity?
This is like one of the first ones in a while because this one actually has some beef because Travis Brown, he called him out. He was like, I could beat his ass. Really? Yeah, didn't he say a tweet that he on the tweeter? He was like, oh, I could probably take him out or something like that. He wanted to fight Josh Barnett, or was that Josh Barnett who instigated it all? Because I remember Travis Brown wanted this fight.
Really, I don't remember hearing any buzz about. Because originally it was supposed to be for Travis Brown against Stipe Miocic, but they're like, nah, Barnett's higher up in the ranks. We're gonna do that, which is I totally agree with that. But no, I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, no, I heard Travis Brown wanted this, but he wanted to fight Barnett.
Well, when you look at the rankings, who else are they going to fight? Heavyweight division's so shallow. That's the big problem with it. This fight just totally makes sense. Both are coming off big wins in pretty dominant fashion, even though Travis Brown. I thought Brown's, we talked about it a few months ago, but like that knockout over him, I kind of still think it was kind of fluky.
well, yeah, because Alistair was just standing there.
I can't do the voice.
I thought if I stood there, he would be intimidated by my size. He knew I was winning the fight, and I knew that his striking power was not that great. Then later on, he hit me, and everything else just went black.
Dude, the other highlight of that fight was Alberto Del Rio just tweets in the middle of the fight, oh, look at Alistair, not looking so big anymore, isn't he? He looks like he lost those juices from the Pride days. When Del Rio tweeted that, I would just... It was random as person to rip on over him. I'll freaking Alberto Del Rio.
Hey, Alberto Del Rio has a 2-0 record in MMA.
No, halfway.
Oh yeah, 1-1, 1-1. Never mind.
He lost. He got knocked out by Cup.
Yeah, 1-1. My bad. 1-1.
But anyway, no, I like Travis Brown. I'm happy there's an actual young heavyweight that's contending right now. Like he's somebody that. Is he under 30 or is he just at 30? Let me look.
He's like a rounder, I think. Was he 29 the last time I heard?
He's 31.
31? Okay.
He's young by heavyweight standards. Screw it. We're going to go with it.
Yeah, he's young by heavyweight standards. Dude, I hope Dana White probably is hoping this is going to be one of those slugfests. And I think it is going to be a good slugfest. I just hope there's no bad reffing. Like, the all of the Frank Mir fight, but
Yeah. Just think about, man, like Travis, if you have a different ref in there, like imagine Eve Levine was refing that Overeem Brown fight, dude. That fight's being stopped. You
yeah.
know, like I'm trying to remember who was refing that Brown Overeem fight. Man, you get the info on that, but just
Wasn't,
basically, like I thought he got aged
oh,
by.
wasn't it was it the girl?
Oh, I do not think it was Kim Winslow. um,
Or wait, wasn't that one big? It's not the guy that got busted for meth, but the big
no,
guy.
it's not. It was not Rosenthal.
Yeah, it
Sorry,
wasn't Rosenthal. It was the other big guy. It was that other big white guy that has a bald head, kind of chunky a little bit.
uh, I don't know. But the point is, man, if you put a different ref in there, I think that fight gets stopped. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I think Travis Brown's kind of fortunate.
Well,
So
also don't forget Overeem did hit a legal knee.
yeah, it was, dude. It was. I remember Rogan's like he shouldn't have been called for that. That is a very good point.
He did hit
It wasn't like Travis Brown's knees were actually on the ground. It wasn't like that what fighters do, like Ross Pearson did recently, where
Mhm.
you put your hand on the mat and technically it's illegal, which I think that rule's absolute BS, but whatever. But anyway, as for a winner in this fight, I still think Barnett's going to win just based on he's more well-rounded, and feel like if he takes to the ground, he could submit Travis Brown.
Yeah, I don't know that much about Brown's ground game in all honesty. So I'm with you on here with Barnett. I agree because Barnett's more overall complete as a fighter than Travis Brown. And like we said, Travis Brown's technically young and it doesn't take that much to get a heavyweight title shot anyways. Just beat the one dude ahead of you and you're fine.
Yeah, I think the winner gets since Kane's gonna be out for a while. I think the winner gets Verdum next, which should be an interesting
Oh,
fight.
Doom is actually going to defend his number one contendership? How dare he? How dare
Yeah,
he?
yeah, because I think Kane's gonna be out for a while.
Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix.
Ooh.
Barnett versus Verdum again? No, wait, no, they didn't fight.
They never fought, but that could have happened.
That could have happened. That was a possibility.
Josh Barnett, like I'm just saying, like so when he fights, it's just a big deal, and just putting him on this card, like it's not a bad thing what they're doing. Like I'm super pumped for fight. It just seems weird, like obviously we got the two big title fights we're gonna talk about next, but it's just interesting. Like I'm still a sucker for heavyweight fights, especially guys that are actually like talented, like these two. So I'm pumped for it, but I'm still not completely sold on Travis Brown. And while Barnett's just a proven veteran, like it takes a lot to beat Josh Barnett.
Yeah,
so.
Josh Barnett doesn't go away. Like, look at Cormier. Cormier couldn't even finish this dude, and I love Cormier. So, Josh Barnett is a hard fight. Like, I know people look at Josh Barnett, and we gave Shogun shit earlier for not being in shape, but this is different. Heavyweight division, you're supposed to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to be totally like I think like the only heavyweights that are totally like JDS, man. That guy knows how to get ripped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, JDS is ripped, and Kane is pretty ripped for his size. Oh yes, I am. Of course, I eat the horses.
Yeah.
But before we talk about Rousey and Tate, did the UFC officially announce that they now have a strawweight division?
Yeah, they did. Oh yeah, we did. Damn it, dude! There's so much news to cover. But
Yeah,
I think they're doing great. I think
that's
them
good.
going into a tough kind of series is a very good decision.
So strawweight is 125 for the women, right?
No, 115.
115. Oh, where the fuck is the flyweights?
I guess it doesn't exist.
Wait, so like, oh god, I feel bad for. We need my girl Jessamine Duke in a good weight class. Come on.
Oh, that's a good point, man.
Jessamine Duke. I mean, how am I going to see those big old thighs
Yeah.
fight ever again, man? Like, oh, if she's not going to be able to do 135. But yeah, Rousey versus Tay. Obviously, this is going to be built off from their terrible season of The Ultimate Fighter. Taking.
People saw your video. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, no, I'm just tired about the Ultimate Fighter needs to change from back what it was. I want another comeback season. Do another comeback season after you're done promoting all these damn women. Do another comeback season. That was the best season of the Ultimate Fighter. One of my favorite seasons because the comeback season showed these fans, like all these old fighters that they missed out on from previous years of the not really getting to know the UFC. It's one of my favorite seasons I own on DVD. It's the best. It's awesome. It's great. And obviously it showed some success. Look at Matt Serra. He won the welterweight championship after the comeback season. But like Rousey and Tate, like they just didn't. I hate people comparing this rivalry to great rivalries. Like I don't care. Well, like just get the fight over with and
Yeah,
Me
I
should
feel like
take.
it's just overblown right now. It's been lagging for too long.
Yeah, I mean, like this is not Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen, okay? That this is Misha Tate and Ronda Rousey, and it's like it's the same thing in every interview. I'm not afraid of Misha Tate whatsoever. I'm gonna beat her with the armbar. Oh, I feel like I've matured so much as a fighter and as a person. I can't wait to fight Ronda again, and it's gonna be a good fight. Fuck you, Misha. I don't appreciate anything you do. It's like, God damn, just shut
You
up.
know what Misha says a lot? I know this interview. She says how keeps repeating that in the first fight that she didn't have a game plan, how she just wanted to go in there and punch her on the face. Now she's gonna be more relaxed, and I guess you want to say that, but she's saying this in literally every interview. I'm just,
I didn't have a game
like,
plan.
dude, she was saying this the same thing in July when I was there for the press conference. I'm like, you're saying the same thing you said in July.
Do you still not have a game plan, Misha Tate?
Oh man, I don't know what her game plan's gonna be, is, but if she goes to ground Ronda, she is screwed.
Yeah, no, because I'm sorry. Kat Zagano versus Ronda Rousey was a much more interesting fight for me. But Misha Tate, they just put her in there because Kat Zagano got injured, and they're like, oh, who the fuck do we have? Let's put Misha Tate in there. More ratings because they want Misha Tate versus Ronda Rousey. Dana White doesn't feel bad that Kat Zagano got in. I bet you he does. But most likely he was doing backflips. He's like, fuck yeah, man. We're going to get our fight that we've always wanted.
uh,
We can't get Cyborg Santos. We'll get this fight. Fuck yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much. But that's just fight. I'm still gonna go with Ronda.
Yeah.
But Misha, because I honestly like, there were times I was really impressed by that fight against Kat, but eventually she wasn't defending those, not just the knees, but like short elbows, and like even when she got Kat to the ground, like she wasn't doing anything. Like she was going for that knee bar for like a good minute, and nothing was happening.
Yeah.
If this fight goes around, I just think she's screwed.
This is what I think is going to happen. It's going to be like the first round is going to be like a little. It's going to be a little bit of a feeler. Ronda's going to go charging. Misha's going to charge a little bit, but then Misha Tate hits this miraculous takedown, right? And everyone's like, "Oh!" And Joe Rogan's like, "Misha Tate with the miraculous takedown! Oh my god!" And then it's like, pretty much they're just like Misha Tate. Misha Tate's like pretty much ground and pounding Ronda, but not like significant ground and pound, more like just that GSP lay down ground and pound. And then on Michael Burr's like, what a dominant round for the challenger. And Joe Rogan's like, the champion now has to face some adversity. This is the first time Ronda Rousey is going to get past the first round. And then in the second round, Ronda Rousey beats her via armbar. Like, that's what I literally think is going to happen. I really think it's going to be one of those fights where the first round surprises you, but then in the second round, it's just like, it's like the Renan Barão fight, where his last fight, where Barão looked like he lost that round. You're like, oh shit, Barão lost that round. Like, and then all of a sudden he came out with the spinning back kick that was like, shit. So, I really think that that's going to happen. Ronda Rousey's going to retain, and she's going to fight Kat.
You know what I kind of want to see her fight? Alexis Davis. I feel like Alexis Davis already won. She'll be kind of interesting because she's, black belt in BJ. She works with Cesar Gracie. She showed great Muay Thai against Carmouche. She was just leg kicking the shit out of Carmouche. So I feel like Alexis Davis might actually give her a good match. But other than that, I don't know who's out there. Like Sarah Kaufman just lost. I don't know where Sarah McMahon is. And
strawweight division, here we come, because those strawweights are going to be fucking amazing. They have a lot of women that strawweight.
You got Esparza, you got Herring, you got Tisha Torres, you got Beck Hyatt,
and they're all fucking hot chicks that are in my height range and people that I would love to meet. I will. I'll go to them because Jessamine Duke's not in my height range, but I would still like to be with her.
Dude, Jessamine Duke's like the Stephen Struve of women. Like she's just ginormous. She's just lanky and tall as hell.
Yeah, and that's why they need to make a 155 women's class. Just award Jessamine Duke the belt. Come on. Team Jessamine Duke here, man. Team Jessamine Duke for me.
You could put Clay Guida.
Oh yeah, this is also Rousey versus Tate 2 for most people who don't know. At first, remember when Dana was like, "No, we're not gonna make it Rousey versus Tate 2 because it was in Strikeforce, the first one. So this is the first time they're fighting in the UFC. All of a sudden, he's like, "Fuck it, put Rousey versus Tate 2."
Yeah, I feel like what was there? There was a Strikeforce. Like there was another rematch that what's it called? Hendo and Vitor when they were promoting. They were promoting as like the first time ever, even though they fought in Pride.
Yeah, they're like the first time ever in UFC.
I don't know. I don't know how they structure that. You know what I mean? Like, what happens if there's a rematch from? Oh, like how about Henderson Pettis? I think they weren't really promoting much the
Yeah,
WEC.
I think they did because they kept on showing the Showtime kick every commercial.
Yeah, but were they saying the Roman numerals too? Like I don't remember that.
Uh, no, I think the commercial just showed the kick and then Henderson going like, "I want to wash away this bad taste in my mouth."
Yeah, just I don't know. I don't get how they structure that. Maybe one day I
Well,
can watch.
because they were promoting Cruz and Faber as two, and then they did Cruz and Faber three. For
Ooh,
when
okay.
Cruz and Faber were staring down each other for the Silvason and two poster.
Show's more organized.
Yeah, so I don't know. It is what it is. But
Main event time.
now we move on to Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman 2, and
Oh,
where Chris
okay.
Weidman will be defending the middleweight championship against the former middleweight champion Anderson Silva. Honestly, dog, Chris Weidman could go right ahead and try to do whatever you want to Silva because this is going to be a fight where Silva's actually serious for. Silva clowned around the whole fight because he didn't respect Chris Weidman, and that's pretty much it. And what I love from people, they're like, Anderson Silva says he's not going to change anything. Oh no, he's going to do the clowning again. No, what Anderson Silva's saying is he's not going to change what he would normally do in a fight with his Muay Thai and everything. He's not going to change that shit. And all these people are like, well, Chris Weidman can wrestle Anderson Silva. Yeah, because that's why in the second round when Weidman tried to go for a low takedown, Silva literally stuffed that shit and said, nope, you're not taking me down. Like, Silva got taken down in the first fight because Chris Weidman hit a nice high single leg takedown. All right? He's not going to get that position all the time. That's such a hard position to get because Silva was in a sprawl position.
Right.
Like, the thing is, I understand. Okay, people like Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman's a cool cat. I hope he has a great UFC career. I have nothing against Chris Weidman. He has a chance at beating Silva again. I'm not going to deny that. But honestly, when you see what Anderson Silva was doing the last fight, I'm sorry, man. I'm just like no. Like Anderson Silva was just fucking around the last fight. It is a fluke win. I don't care. Yeah, cool. He knocked out the champion. Good for you. But it was a fluke win because Anderson Silva was fucking around. No one can deny that. He was just fucking around. Yeah, he knocked out the champion. But hell, I could knock out Anderson Silva too if he didn't move his feet and he was just moving his head. I mean, that was his only mistake Anderson Silva made that fight was he didn't move his feet during that combination that Weidman was throwing. I mean,
Pretty much.
that's pretty much it. And it's not like I'm trying to hate on Chris Weidman. He's a great talent. It's just that how can I believe that he's going to beat Anderson when Anderson's going to come in actually focused and going to be actually fighting against like when he fought against Yushin Okami. When he fought Okami the second time, he didn't play any games. I mean, yeah, he did the hands down and moving around type of deal, but he did that like way later on in the fight when he had Okami pretty much beat. Same thing's gonna happen with Weidman. He's gonna try his best to knock out Weidman as fast as he can because he knows Weidman's gonna try to wrestle. Like Weidman, don't come in striking. Try to wrestle fuck as much as you can because that's the only way you're winning this belt for me. You're gonna retain your belt.
I just feel like when you stand with Silva for that long, it's like eventually you get knocked out. Like when he's focused, it's like you can't stand on your like. I think Stephen Bonner survived 4 minutes of that. Like
Yeah.
eventually Silva caught him with a knee. He's so dynamic and so unpredictable.
That's what I was also saying to people. That's what I was also saying to people was like, notice how Anderson Silva did not throw any knees when he had Weidman in the clinch. Like he didn't throw any knees in that fight. Like we know Silva has a kill switch in his head. He's not an idiot because like remember that Stephen Bonner fight, he was fucking around during that fight too. And then afterwards, out of nowhere, he just hits the most vicious knee you ever see, and then he kicks the shit out of Stephen Bonner. Like Anderson Silva just did not respect Chris Weidman at that time because at that time he shouldn't have. Chris Weidman wasn't the legit number one contender. He wasn't. He got the shot because all these dudes were getting injured.
Pretty much, yeah. You look at the play because, dude, I think if Shaw would have been low now, Rashad would have gone that.
Yeah, Rashad would have gone instead of Weidman.
Bisping would be Vitor.
Yeah, Bisping was going to go there. And even Lombard, if he would have just defeated Tim Bosch, that motherfucker would have already been there. And then the story would have been like, Anderson Silva is facing off against a guy who has just been as dominant as he has been. Like, that type of deal. But
dude, that fight would have been crazy if I threw Lombard against Anderson Silva.
Yeah, no, like seriously, like If Lombard didn't choke his first fight, he would have been facing Silva. Like that's the thing. Like still, like Weidman got in a good position. Congratulations, you won. I know there's going to be a bunch of Chris Weidman nut huggers and bandwagoners that only knew his name after this one fight that are going to come on this video and be like, "No, Weidman's going to win, Chase. You're an idiot." But honestly, Weidman to me, Chris Weidman to me just was at the right place at the right time, got lucky, good for him. But it's just that I can't take this guy as the man that's going to beat Silva. I mean, yeah, sure, he has Matt Serra on his side, but Matt Serra didn't beat GSP once they fought again. He got his ass kicked. And I feel Anderson Silva's going to get his ass kicked. I mean, everyone's like, well, Silva's not taking the fight seriously, the way he speaks English. The thing is, like, what most people don't understand about Anderson Silva's MMA career, because most people started watching after they saw the Vitor head kick. Anderson Silva did not get any press coverage at all in his UFC career until recently. In 2011, that's when Anderson Silva, once he started facing Chael, that's when Silva was being more press coverage than anything else. He hates the press. He doesn't. Some people like the press. Some people, love it. Anderson Silva during that time, GSP was more interesting. You had Brock Lesnar in the UFC. I'm sorry, most people want to know what Brock Lesnar's doing than Anderson Silva. BJ Penn was on fire. There was other guys than Silva. Silva honestly was just being critiqued by MMA fans for dancing around during the Cote fight, during the Maya fight, during the Latis fight. He was just being criticized during those times. Silva was not someone that people want to talk to, but then after the Chael Sonnen first fight, then after the Vitor fight, that's when the media was going after Silva. So people got to understand, he never learned English because media didn't want to talk to him. He's not friendly with the media because he's not used to this type of media attention. He's cool with the sponsors. He doesn't give a fuck. He loves Burger King. He loves Nike. But people just need to understand sometimes like how Anderson Silva is just that that's how he was born and he was born and raised that way, and he's just not used to this type of thing. I know he's been in the spotlight for like 2 years now, but he's just not used to it. He just not used to it because he didn't do it his whole career. GSP's used to it. Brock Lesnar is definitely used to that shit. Like Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, all those guys are used to it, but not Anderson Silva. And that's the thing. Like he's not trying to disrespect Chris Weidman at all. It's just that's how his character is. That's just how his personality is. And I respect Silva for never ever changing his personality and being who he is still today. Like just like how I respect Chris Weidman, because Chris Weidman he hasn't changed his personality since winning the title. He's still the same dude. Like uh, unlike Chael, who all of a sudden just started cutting promos randomly. Like Anderson is still the same person. That's why I respect him. He's done this before in interviews. It's not like the first time. And Nike already has that I back commercial being made. So yeah, Anderson's winning this fight for me. Like if Chris Weidman wins, it's going to be by decision.
Yeah, I feel like Anderson's popularity. But obviously, the Vitor fight was huge. But I feel like once Fedor lost, because remember there was all this talk about Fedor, how he was like undefeated. Like, I still think being undefeated holds a lot of claim. Like it holds a lot of legacy. Like people are gonna follow. Like Fedor was always talked about as greatest of all time. They used to talk about. Once he got subbed by Verdun, people are like, Anderson's the best. Like people like they were on the Jim Rome show talking about it. I feel like once obviously Vitor was huge, but once Fedor lost, it print the ship had sailed from Fedor to Anderson or the bandwagon or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing was like even when because like don't forget during that time too when Fedor lost, GSP started to become really really boring. Like the Thiago Alves fight, the Dan Hardy fight, like you mentioned, Fedor lost around that time to Redoom, and everyone's like, man, who's the best fighter out there? And then you see Anderson Silva knock out Forrest Griffin, and you're like, that dude, he's the best fighter right now. And we all knew he was the greatest. He was just underappreciated for so long. And, Anderson Silva, he was just underappreciated for so long in terms of the casual fan base. Because casual fan base fans were like, Chuck Liddell's the greatest of all time.
In terms of Wyman, like I always give respect for going for a knockout. Like he did not get phased out of that mental game, like like how Damian Maya froze. Like he didn't freeze like certain guys. Like I thought Okami's and that guy that froze when they fought. Like Wyman just went after it, and that's why I give him props for it. But it's like if he keeps this fight stand, he's not gonna survive, man. Henderson's he's gonna finish you eventually. So he better go Chael Sonnen, go for those double legs.
Yeah.
Not set up I always felt Anderson's takedown defense is very underrated. And I feel like that rib injury did affect him that first fight. Not to mention, Chael was eventually caught with what was it? I think it was PEDs or whatever.
Yeah, TRT.
TRT. And basically, Anderson's takedown defense has always been good. So Weidman has to basically mix it up for him to have any success. And then I don't think he's going to sub him, although that'd be pretty crazy if Weidman did sub him.
Yeah, if he subbed him, I'll be like, oh well. Because like the thing about Weidman is, like I said, he's still unproven to me, and that's the thing. Like if this was, let's just say if this was a different scenario, Weidman defeated guys like Vitor, guys like Chael, guys like in the middleweight division that are really really good, and this was
this last few months, yeah. He doesn't have much of a what's called an acclaim. Like his biggest win's Mark Munoz, who was injured in that fight.
Yeah, exactly. Like if he beated more guys like that, and then later on he's fighting Silva for the second time, okay, maybe my opinion's a little bit different. But the thing is, it's just like his biggest win, like you said, is against Mark Munoz and Anderson Silva fucking around. While Anderson Silva, I've seen him beat all these guys. I'm going to choose Silva over Weidman. Like Weidman's a great talent. He's going to be great, but if he beats Silva again in a deciding factor, I'll give him a round of applause and I'll apologize to Chris Weidman. And then not only that, Chris Weidman, I'll give him a fair shot against Vitor because honestly, like if he fights Vitor, I don't know, man. Vitor's just scary right now, dude. I wouldn't want to fight.
But if it's in Vegas, man, I hate to be that guy that always go hate on his success, but I just feel like I know he's not abusing TRT, but I feel like TRT is definitely helping him.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, dude, that Luke Rockhold kid, come on.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
36-year-old guy does that, man.
But future Vitor is scary, but he's still a scary motherfucker. I don't care.
Vitor's still scary. I remember, like, he almost finished John Jones. Like, I give him props for
that was fucking amazing when he almost did that.
Like I know what's these. Like some people might bring, Junior Dos Santos, he landed that spinning wheel kick. But people forget, man, even though he doesn't have much hair anymore, Junior is only 29 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
He might have no hairline at this point, but that dude's still young, so
some people just are born with no hair. Look at LeBron James. He's still dunking over people, and he has no hairline.
Well, he still has some of a hairline. If you saw Junior Dos Santos, I would say he's like 38 or 40 years old. Like, that dude, he looks like friggin' George Costanza.
George.
His hairstyle, not the way he looks.
Okay.
Look at his hair.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I know, but
yeah, I got Anderson just because I feel like he's always like good takedown offense. I feel like one fight doesn't make somebody. Like that one fight with Chael, that's BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me.
And also, same with Weidman. That one knockout by Anderson, that doesn't make someone into a dangerous threat all of a sudden. Like, but if Weidman loses, do you think Dana should go try to pull the trigger on the trilogy? Like, okay, say
you gotta get to Vitor.
Okay, so say if this happens, if Anderson defeats Weidman by knockout, Weidman doesn't get an automatic rematch, right?
No.
What if Anderson and Weidman go to a close decision?
I don't think that's possible.
Dana, you can't get the title shot anymore. I send you Instagram pics.
Who wins the close decision?
Huh?
Who wins?
Anderson wins the close decision, of course.
Oh, shit, now you're putting me in a hard spot.
Because no, if Weidman wins the close decision, it's just like, Weidman won. He beat him again.
Exactly.
But if Anderson wins a close decision, you got to say like, well, what if Weidman did this and should Dana pull the trigger on the third fight if it's a close decision?
I feel like Dana still wouldn't because he's always a sucker for finishes, and he's seen Vitor Belfort just destroy people. Dana always rewards the people who finish fights. For me, I still think Vitor, no matter what, as long as he doesn't get injured in training like he did that one time he was supposed to fight Anderson, if he stays healthy, he's gonna get that fight.
Dana,
for the July weekend.
Dana, you cannot duck me, bro. I want the fight, bro. Give me fight against Anderson, Chris Weidman. No, I fight both of them same night, bro. He would too. Vitor would fight both of them in the same night if he had the ability to.
Dude, he's a nut job, man. He is a bona fide nut job, and you gotta love that about Vitor. But overall pick, so I think we're similar this time. I gotta admit, man, you beat me last time because I remember you did pick Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, I picked Robbie Lawler. I said Robbie Lawler.
I picked Hendricks and Roy, so.
The GSP one, we can put an asterisk next to.
All right. I remember we both did pick Tyron Woodley. So.
Yeah, we picked Tyron Woodley, and we
Koscheck is done. I feel like Koscheck, he just should retire.
that him and that troll hair,
What happened?
him and that troll hair should retire
Yeah.
or go to Bellator.
I feel like Koscheck's kind of made enough money where he could retire because he did get big money for that.
Okay, how much money do you think GSP has in his bank account to the point where Dana White can say that? Because that's a little bit weird to me that Dana White can say like this man cannot work another day and he'll still be fine. Like the fuck, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, do you really think like he has? How much money do you think he has in that bank account?
You gotta think sponsors, you know.
He has sponsors, and also he does movies. He's in the new Captain America, apparently.
I think he's one of the few guys that could say they're loaded. Like he's in that Brock Lesnar category where he doesn't have to work. But then again, Brock Lesnar.
Okay, Brock Lesnar, I believe, is super loaded because first of all, the dude lives. It's not like Brock Lesnar lives in a mansion and shit. He lives in the fucking cabin in the woods. He lives on a farm, man. Like,
not give a shit.
Exactly. Like he shouldn't be living on a farm. He should be living in a nice house in Malibu. But hey, more power to Brock Lesnar. I mean, he's saving that money.
He's one of the few guys that honestly I could say is kind of loaded. He's done so much. Because think about all those pay-per-view buys and stuff.
Yeah. So do you think like he's like 7 digits? Like, is he in the 10 million range?
I think that's a good barometer.
The 7 digits, like I don't think he's in the 8-digit range, like at all.
That's
a little.
Wait, I think Floyd might be 9 digits.
Floyd is that? I don't know. I don't think Floyd's in that digits because he wastes his money fast, dude. He wastes his money on stupid shit.
That is true.
Do you know how many TVs he has in his house?
I'd say like 30.
Yeah, 32 TVs in his house. He has 2 in his bathroom.
One for showering, one for shitting.
He has cable in his bathroom, dude. Like, why do you need cable in your bathroom?
I don't know.
Like, yeah, but
he's a weird individual.
Do you think Anderson Silva has the money to retire because he's living in LA now?
Oh, he is living in LA, but he's another guy, man. Those sponsors. He's sponsored by what? Nike and Burger King.
The Burger King. You know what's funny too? How he's sponsored by Burger King. I think he's sponsored just Brazil Burger King because there's no Burger Kings really in California.
That is a good point.
I don't even think Burger King is that big. Is there a lot of Burger Kings in New York?
No, so I definitely take your word for it. But I have a good amount of friends that live in LA, so and they're like, yeah, Burger King. Burger King is. I think Burger King's like a southern thing and kind of an East Coast.
Because I don't see
that's my mistake.
In my area, there's literally no Burger Kings. Like where I live, like I will have to drive like 20 minutes to get to a Burger King.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, seriously, like man.
I feel like Subway's the new thing. Like it's just everywhere.
Oh, I know, dude. Okay, why isn't it? Is there an MMA guy that's sponsored by Subway or no?
No, I don't think so.
Dude,
NFL has that now. You can see guys like RG3 who's
RG3 got greats like RG3, Justin Tuck, and Jarvis Jones,
and Sue.
Oh yeah, he's a Subway guy too, huh? I forgot about that.
You want to look at? We got about like 20 minutes left. Do you want to look at some of these fight night cards coming up in 2014?
Sure, I'm down with that.
Okay. This is weird, man. This to me, this is an event that shouldn't be taking place because I feel like there's zero interest or a fight. There's a card in I don't think it's in Atlanta. It's in Duluth, Georgia. I feel like this is like some like this weird event.
Is AJ Styles gonna be there?
Who knows? It's headlined by Luke Rockhold, who is I think a lot of people like Luke Rockhold.
Is he from Georgia?
He's facing Costa Philippou, who's coming off a loss. Who got manhandled against I think Francis Cormon. It's just how is Costa Philippou in a main event?
Was Rockhold intended to fight someone else before that person got injured?
No, they just said this is happening.
Oh.
And the co-main event is Lorenz Larkin versus Brad Tavares.
I like Lorenz Larkin and Tavares. That should be a fun little fight, but
dude, that's co-main event though. It's like
it's a fight night card. It's not like it's a pay-per-view.
Some fight nights are good though. Like they actually.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's a fight that's on the undercard that you're just looking at and you're like, why isn't that like in the co-main?
Well, you got T.J. Dillashaw against Mike Easton.
Oh, that's ugly.
Miller versus Sam Cecilia.
Who?
Exactly.
Sam who?
On this card faces a guy named Dustin Ortiz.
Jesus, they must have grabbed a bunch of little rednecks. They're like, hey man, you want to go fight in Georgia?
dude, this card, like Thiago Silva was supposed to fight a card, but then he got hurt.
Oh, Thiago Silva. Let me guess. Was he like doing? Doesn't Thiago Silva? I forgot. Didn't he get suspended for steroids and shit?
No, that was like a few years ago. No,
Okay.
his last fight, people criticized him because like
His cardio was whack, right?
yeah, and like he just looked flabby as hell, and then he was fighting against Matt
Oh yeah,
Hamill.
Dana. You told me Dana White posted a picture of ice cream, right?
It's a big move.
I loved it. You showed me that picture. It was amazing.
We talked about the Fox card. Okay. There's a fight night in your favorite place, Brazil.
Oh yes. Bunch of Brazilians I don't know.
February 15th, it's headlined by Lyoto Machida against
Gegard.
Sasaki.
I can't wait for that fight.
That's gonna be a cool fight.
I'm so happy Gegard, like, God, the middleweight division's also getting stacked too. Remember when the middleweight division, everyone's like, oh, it sucks. Now it's stacked, dude. Lyoto's there, Gegard's there.
Yeah, man. And Jacare's coming out. Jacare's on the card.
Wait,
he's fighting against Francis Carmon.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Wait,
to me, it's like Carmon. He's known as this guy who's just this grinder who is very boring. And now you're up against this explosive striker.
Who did Jacare fight last again? I can't remember.
He sent you to come to.
Oh, dude, I was so impressed by that performance. Like, I love Jacare. Like, he's one of my favorite fighters in the UFC today, and I really think he's like the next middleweight champion. Like, I don't care who even if he's facing Anderson, I think he'll kick the shit out of Anderson. I love Jacare. He's so fucking great.
He's so huge, man. Like that's why I think this is a perfect fight because you saw Carmon like these past fights, like he just pretty much took Costa Philippou down and just kind of, it's funny, like his GSP was in his corner for that fight, and I was like, how typical, a guy laying on another opponent, and the guy who's laying on the opponent.
Well, he trains with GSP, right?
Exactly. So
Carmon,
like Jacare, like he's just a guy who kind of like he sent Okami down within seconds, and that's why I think he could do against Carmon.
Yeah, no, yeah, because doesn't he trains with I know he trains with GSP because they're like butt buddies and everything.
Yeah.
It's Beijao fighting soon.
Nah, Feijau's not on this card. We got Eric Silva's on this card.
Oh.
I will watch Eric Silva fight, but he's fighting some guy named Nate Bulgarian. I don't know.
Oh, I don't even know who that is. Does he have a Brazilian flag next to his name?
No, Eric Silva's the Brazilian.
No, the Nate guy. Does he have a Brazilian flag next to his name?
They just say he's American from Cali, Santa Rosa.
Okay, good for him. he's getting a free vacation.
There you go, man. There you go.
You gotta look at the bright side of things. Sometimes you can't win them all.
Now we got the Super Bowl card. We'll talk about this a little bit. So we talked about Cruz Bro a little bit. What do you think about Jose Aldo? I was just about to say Jose Lamas. Jose Aldo versus my boy Ricardo Lamas, who I gotta give a shout out to. I met him. We talked for like 20 minutes. He was a super cool guy. Much love.
Nice.
He has much of a chance in this fight.
I think it will be interesting. It depends. Like, if Jose comes out like how Jose normally comes out, where he's just like, okay, I'm going to just look at you for one round and then kill you in the next four, then it's a typical Jose Aldo fight. But when Carl Lamas comes in, like, that's the thing with, like, Jose Aldo is, like, he's just too adaptable. Like, you can't say, get a guy that pressures him. Well, he works well under pressure, so he's going to kick your ass then. Get a guy who can counterpunch him. Well, he likes to counterpunch too, so he'll just stare at you and make you want to try to fight him instead. Like, he's just too good, man. Like, he's one of the best fighters today. I honestly, if I were to make a pound for pound list, he's number 3 for me. He's a number 3. I put him at number 3.
Jones and
Silva. Well, I took GSP off my list because GSP's on vacation.
Yeah.
But GSP would definitely be number 4 if GSP was not around.
Yeah.
If GSP was around, he's number 4. Silva's still in my top 3. The one lucky knockout I don't take off my list. Like, my list goes Jones, Silva, Aldo. Then I got Barao because Barao's just been dominant, so I got to put him up there. Kane's 5 because Kane only does like one fight a year.
Yeah, I feel bad, man. He's so injury prone.
Yeah,
he's such a bigger deal because he's just so well rounded. But I think 6 got put Demetrius, man.
Demetrius is like 7 for me.
Oh, who would you put at 6? I can't put Pettis, man. I'm actually kind of down on Pettis. I feel like he's just so damn injured.
Six is actually Weidman for me. I have Weidman up there.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about Wyman.
Yeah, because Weidman is the champion, and I know only, but he has been impressive. So I have him at 6, and then like seven is Demetrius. I know Demetrius has been impressive too, but yeah, 8.
Ronda.
Not Ronda's more like 9 for me. I would put her at 9.
8 Pettis, I guess.
I guess Pettis, maybe another guy, because there's so many champions now. You kind of feel like you're forced to put champions in there.
But Vern, man, number 10, Frankie Edgar. You already know.
Yeah, Frankie Edgar is number 10, of course. BJ Penn is, of course, number 8. Number 8, that's a hard. Maybe I'll put Hendricks at 8.
Ooh, damn, that's such a good one, man.
Considering he did kind of win, and he is a welterweight contender. And then at 10, I guess I'll just probably throw in, because Ronda's my 9.
What about Dominic? You put Dominic in there? No, he's just been hurt.
He's just been hurt too long. I can't put him in there. I like his chances against Barral, but I can't put him in my list because his last fight was against like fucking Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, dude, that was so long ago. That was on Spike TV.
Yeah, that was on the Spike TV, man, when Dana White was like, Spike TV's the best company ever. You know that's a long time you've been hurt. So I would probably put God, I'm debating for 10. Like, I want to say Robbie Lawler, but at the same time, I feel like that's pushing it.
Too soon for Robbie. I love Robbie, but
honestly, I don't know who I would put at 10. Maybe Cormier?
That's just a really good choice. I was thinking also, I want to put him, but he got destroyed the last fight. But you can make a case for JDS still, man.
Oh yeah, JDS. Yeah, you can make a case for 10 between him and Cormier. Yeah, no, I agree with that. He's still a top 10 guy.
Besides Cain Velasquez, every person he's fought, he's pretty much dominated.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one. Yeah, like it's between him and Cormier again, I guess, for my 10. Because JDS, yeah, I would agree with that. Because like he would be, because JDS considered for me was like top 7 before he lost to Cain again. So
I think one issue with Cormier, and I think this is the pressure. Like I think he has to finish the shot because he's very good, Cormier. But I think to get even a bigger appeal, he has to start finishing fights.
I'm so excited for that fight. 2 pudgy black people going at it. That's so cute. Like they're so cute, so small and pudgy.
They're both very athletic, though. That's what I think is very cool about that fight.
Yeah, see, people don't believe me when I say fat people can be athletic. I say go look at offensive linemen in the NFL. They're athletic, even though they're fat.
Yeah, man, that's true. That card's interesting. Right now, you have Rashad against Cormier. You got. I'm actually really not looking for this one. You got Roy McDonald against Damian Maia.
Oh my god, dude! I'm getting my pillow ready for that fight.
And I feel bad for Damian Maia. I think he's a really good guy, but the last few fights he's been just like, ugh.
Yeah, God, that Jake Shields fight. What a jiu-jitsu match that was.
That fight with John Fitch, man. Oh boy.
That jiu-jitsu fight between him and Jake Shields. Oh, I'm glad we never talked about that.
Dude, when Damian Maia fought John Fitch, I was at this place, Long Island, and Overeem was fighting Bigfoot next, and I just saw people go into the bathroom. Like, dude, it was like being at the WWE event, just seeing a Divas match. Like, you just saw people
just leave. They're just like, we're done. We're not watching this.
It was just so bad. I'm just like watching these people just leave the room. I'm just like, oh man. I just like Damian Maia because he's a humble guy, and he'll have a nice like that when he submitted Chael. That was just insane. Like just how he transitioned into the triangle choke, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, Damian Maia is a great fighter. It's just that he always gets caught in bad luck. Like, he gets bad luck to him.
Yeah, man. Like, when he fought Dong Hyun Kim, that was a fight nobody really gave a shit about.
Oh, that was the funniest knockout ever, though.
It's
like, Dong Hyun Kim hit the...
Yeah, there's not a lot of big matches for 170 yet. They got to do something because, like I said, it's a non-title pay-per-view. You know, as popular as Rashad Evans is, I don't think the buyer is going to be that good for it. And another big fight, I don't even know if it's a big fight. You got Rafael Dos Anjos against Rustamov Kopylov, who was like another popular Russian. I don't even know how many people know who he is. But
no, I don't know this popular Russian. So I guess they're trying to get into the Olympics theme for the Winter Olympics. So,
yeah, he just beat Masvidal.
Is this a Brazil card?
No, this is the 170 pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about it was a fight night card or something like
the Rory Damian Maia fights on the pay-per-view, unfortunately.
Oh god.
You will pay to watch that, people.
Who's paying here? I'm going to a bar. I'm going to finally be 21 so I can go drink.
Ooh.
I'm gonna finally be 21 so I can go to the bar for these events.
There you go, man. There you go. And then we got the fight night in London. This is on March 8th. We talked about Gustafsson Manoa.
Yeah.
The other on this card, we got the rematch of Ross Pierce versus Melvin Guillard, which I'm still kind of excited for, just because we're gonna see a crazy brawl. But just the ending of that first fight kind of kills my buzz for it a bit.
I don't remember your first fight all too much. What happened at the end?
What happened was Guillard. I always butcher his name, but he basically kneed him while Pearson's hand was on the mat, and basically they had to stop it because Pearson's his nose was just a really bad cut, so it was a no contest, and now it's the rematch.
Okay. Ross Pearson, I like. He's one of my favorite British fighters.
Yeah, he's a good prospect, but I feel like
I don't know how high his ceiling is though. That's the thing with Pearson. I think he's really good, but I don't know how high he can go. That's the thing with him because like I always think, okay, this guy could actually be a big threat in the lightweight division. Then he comes out and he looks like utter crap sometimes, and I'm like, I'm not really feeling him anymore. So
yeah, like the fight against Cub Swanson.
Cub Swanson.
Yeah, they got tapped out by Cole Miller. Just something big for Ross Pearson, man. Like he's kind of like Bisping. Like he's a poor man's Bisping. You expect him to maybe contend for Tasha, and he just falls.
Is Nick Diaz, Michael Bisping going to happen anytime soon?
Oh, they're just saying up Bisping, Tim Kennedy. It looks like.
Oh no! Two disappointing fighters fighting each other.
Yeah, Tim Kennedy's getting the buzz because he's talking shit on Twitter, and yeah.
I remember when they announced, "Oh yeah, Vitor versus Tim Kennedy." Who gives a fuck? And then all of a sudden it was like Vitor versus Henderson. All right, that sounds better.
yeah, there we go. Other fights on the Gustafsson Manoa card that's kind of interesting. We got Brad Pickett going to flyweight. He's fighting against Uncle Creepy.
Uncle Creepy? Oh, wow, that's a good fight.
That's going to be a slugfest, man. You got Brad Pickett's debut at 125, and you got McCall, who hasn't fought in a while. So that should be interesting.
I bet you Ian McCall is still debating that Demetrius Johnson fight. I should be the flyweight champion.
Man. It's like, dude, get Demetrius props, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, Demetrius did not win that first fight, but the second fight he did win. But I bet you he's still bitter after that fight.
Yeah, just like, come on, dude, get over it.
What happened to that little Japanese dude that Jose Aldo? Not Jose Aldo. That Joseph Benavidez killed.
Japanese.
Yeah, was it Japanese that he killed, or what?
He was Brazilian, Formiga, right?
Oh, sure. I thought it was a Japanese guy.
No, it was in Brazil. Things that you like to watch.
I like watching the Brazil cards, but I don't know who the fuck these guys are half the time. I'm like, who's this?
Wow. Speaking of because I'm going through the events right now, 171. So we talked about before. It's Hendricks, Lawler. We got Condit, Woodley. We got Shields, Lombard. We got Gastelum, Story. And we got freaking Diego Sanchez on the card.
Against who?
Miles Jury.
Who?
They're kind of hyping him. I feel bad for Diego Sanchez. I feel like he should still get kind of like a top 10 guy.
Is Diego fighting at 155, or is he moving back up to 170?
He's going at 155.
Okay, good for him.
You guys like 13-0. He just beat Mike Ricci, but that's not saying much.
Yeah, let's hope it's a slugfest. Let's hope Diego Sanchez shows up flat for the first 2 rounds and then come out in the 3rd round and then big Dana for
I want Diego to win though, man. We want to see him in big fights, man.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when he fought BJ Penn. I was so excited for that fight, and he came out so flat.
I know, man. That was a fun card. I'll never forget, man. Frank Mir, Chuck Congo. The way Chuck Congo looks the other way. I'm not looking at you. And then first minute, see you later, Chuck Congo. Let's go. You're going night-night.
Oh, Chick Congo. Is it sad that he has the most heavyweight wins in UFC history?
I think Frank Mir does.
No, I thought Chick Congo has that record.
I think Frank Mir, I think maybe even also Gonzaga.
Oh yeah, Gonzaga too. Oh yeah, I think didn't Gonzaga break the record or something like that? Or
I think he's close. It's definitely not Congo, man.
Oh no, Chick Congo has the most heavyweight fights in UFC history.
If anything, it's fights, but not wins. Dude, I think Chick Congo might have had.
He might have had the record. He might have had the record at one point, but it probably got broken by Gonzaga or Mir. You're right.
I feel like Stefan Struve's fought so many times at heavyweight. He's done so much. He did nothing. I feel bad because honestly, Stefan Struve's like in bad condition right now from the whole heart surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like he's just so weird, man. Like, I never seen a worse game plan in my life than when he fought Mark Hunt. You won't fight Mark Hunt standing in front of him.
Oh yeah, same when he fought Roy Nelson. He just stood in front of Roy Nelson.
Like, what's wrong with you? You can't just put your hands up and hope for the best.
I'm gonna knock this dude out.
God, dude, what's wrong with you, man? He should use his reach and have better head movement. Ugh. Like, he's the guy, man. Like, I bet Dutch people are just like, oh, Stefan Struve.
All the Dutch have to cheer for is Alistair Overeem.
Yeah, speaking of which, let's get. Look, we're not gonna do prediction, but like, are you excited for Overeem versus Frank Mir?
Yeah.
Loser goes home.
And you know what's funny too, because I remember I tweeted you like, oh, don't worry, Overeem's gonna get onto the Mir trail soon, where he's gonna beat someone, and it's gonna be like Overeem's back, and you're like, no, Frank Mir's not the sacrificial lamb. I'm like, no, I'm just saying that he's gonna do what Frank Mir did, the comeback, and then all of a sudden it's now it's Overeem versus Mir. And I'm like, oh, I feel bad for Mir. He can't be the sacrificial lamb.
Dude, I just feel like this is such a horrible match for Mir. You look at Overeem, man. That's what you put him in the clinch on the cage. Look at Frank Mir's past 2 fights. He's gotten manhandled on the cage, and now you got Overeem who just throws those knees. Oh man, maybe the fight goes to the ground. And Frank Mir does, he goes Frank Mir on the ground. But
I already know how this fight is going to go. I'm gonna stand there and let him punch me in the face so many times just to show that I'm good. Then all of a sudden, lights out. And then I don't know what happens. Then I go talk to Ariel Hawani and do my normal interview. Yeah, the Strikeforce guys, they're not doing really. What's the overall record of these Strikeforce motherfuckers?
I don't think there's a statistic out there, but I feel like some Strikeforce guys do. Like, you got guys like Jacare, Cormier, Josh Thompson's only fought once, but I feel like there's some Strikeforce guys. Let's look that up. I'm gonna look at because
Lawler, Woodley, also Strikeforce guys that are doing good because WEC guys. Oh, we already know these motherfuckers kill most UFC guys.
Yeah, that's true. No, because you remember they added like 20 Strikeforce fighters to the roster. Here, let me pull it up quickly, and we'll end on this because I think we're heading on 2 hours right now. But here, they unveiled the list of for Strikeforce fighters. Oh, stupid promotion. Okay, so we got hold on. So Cormier, we talked about good. Mousasi, he's doing very well. John Vellante, I think he just won his last fight. He's a New York guy. He's like nobody. Roger Gracie.
Oh. Yeah.
See you later, buddy.
Goodbye.
Tim Kennedy.
Yeah.
He's beating Gracie. He's knocked out Natal, but whatever. Lorenz Larkin, he's doing all right, but he's kind of boring. Luke Rockhold, he got finished by beating.
Luke Rockhold. Okay, Luke Rockhold, like you said, like we don't know about that spinning head kick and how big Vitor is. Yeah, Luke Rockhold, I see potential in.
Oh shit! Sorry, my phone. What the hell's going on? Sorry, ringtone. We got Jacare, who's doing very well.
Jacare's a beast.
Yeah, Roger Bowling, who I think is getting cut soon. He just lost to Abel Trujillo.
Oh no.
Jason High.
Yeah. I don't even remember him, and I watched all the Strikeforce shows ever.
Okay. Nate Marquardt, who I think's in big danger.
Oh, he's in big danger, man. Like,
got knocked out twice in the first round. Safadine hasn't even fought yet in the UFC.
And he's undefeated, right, Safadine? Or he has one loss?
I seen 3, they said. Yeah. 6-1 Strikeforce. Bobby Volker, who got knocked out by Lawler. Shit, you're right. Okay, you're going to laugh this one. Next up, Ryan Couture.
Yes. But doesn't Dana like Ryan Couture? He loves Ryan Couture.
Cut, man.
Huh?
He got cut. Man.
Oh, he got cut? Oh, but didn't he like Ryan Couture when he was around?
He had the chin that his father never had.
Yeah, there we go.
I got Pat Healy, who I feel bad, man. Because he beat Jim Miller, but that technically doesn't count.
Oh, no contest, right? Because he got challenged?
Right? And now he just lost to Bobby Green, which is a really bad loss, I think.
He was the white Jim Miller. No, he was like the super white Jim Miller. Remember, everyone was confused because they looked exactly alike when they fought?
Yeah, pretty much. Then we got Kurt Bug. I have no idea who the hell that is. Adriano Martins, who's fighting Cerrone. So I guess we'll see. Hey, Gilbert Melendez, man.
Oh, okay,
He's 2-0
Gilbert.
right now.
All right, Gilbert got screwed out of the lightweight championship, and he's on a roll. So yes, I would say Gil.
KJ.
Oh no,
Dude, how is he still there?
have you seen? On a side note, have you seen KJ Nunes and Nick Diaz won yet at all?
The first fight?
Yeah, their first ever fight that they ever had.
Saw it.
Yeah, that's a good fight. I like it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing fight one day. It's just crazy, man. KJ Nunes is a lightweight now. Like I feel like to me, I never thought he could be a lightweight.
He moved to lightweight once in Strikeforce, and then he was like, "Oh, I can't make the cut, so I'm going to welterweight again."
Oh, he's a lightweight now because remember he just fought. I think he just beat Sonoropoulos.
No, but he was a lightweight once before. He was a lightweight once before in Strikeforce, but then he moved back. He moved back up to welterweight because he said the cut was really hard.
Yeah. And then the last one they had was Josh Thompson, and they added Barnett. So Strikeforce, I feel like there's.
Wait, Nick Diaz doesn't count as a Strikeforce guy, and Robbie Lawler.
This is from the January 2013 list.
Oh, okay.
If you look at the other guys like Overeem and Diaz and stuff, and I don't know what's going on. Mayhem
Miller. Is he doing better, Mayhem Miller?
What happened?
Is he doing better than he was the last time I heard of him? Because last time I heard he was walking out of Ariel Helwani's set.
Last I heard of him, he was at a Bama event and like he cursed out Uriah Hall, called him a bitch ass N word.
Oh,
and then he apologized to him. I was always a huge man supporter because I really enjoyed the Bully Beatdown show, whatever.
That's a great show.
It just to me, it's just like eventually enough's enough, you know.
Yeah, you got Jake Shields to go on that show.
Yeah, man. Hey, you got Eddie Alvarez to be on that show, bro.
Yeah, Eddie Alvarez. Oh god, Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler.
Yeah, shit, that was amazing.
Well, okay, what would you say before UFC 162? What is your fight of the year? Because there's just been too many good fights.
I still gotta go with Jones Gustafson.
Okay, so I've been the same, but I was like, I don't know if his mind has changed because Jones Gustafson is still my fight of the year.
Still, everyone we wrote off Gustafson completely, man.
Yeah, no, that's the whole point because we were like, oh, Gustafson's gonna get his ass kicked, and this motherfucker comes out and he beats up the John Jones for 5 rounds. Like as Cheryl Saunders said, like he took it to him.
Yeah, man, pretty much. And in terms of fighting here, you wrap up with this. I feel like Hendricks Condit doesn't get enough credit, man. People I don't understand why people still bring up Brian Stanton and Vanderlei Silva. Story to that fight. It was just 2 guys swinging like idiots.
Yeah, same with Diego Sanchez and Gil Melendez.
Well, the reason that fight's different is because Melendez was winning 13 minutes. Like, he dominated those 13 minutes. It was just one last flurry, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So, to me, it's just like that fight. Like, it's a great fight just as the comeback and just Gilbert Melendez just taking punch by punch, never fading away. But, you know, to me, it's Gustafson Jones. They ain't got Hunt, Silva, Alvarez, and
Chandler.
Yeah, that, and then you got Hendricks Condit. Like those 4 fights really just stand out to me. It's just unbelievable moments.
Is knockout of the year just Weidman by default?
Dude, I give it to Vitor, man.
Vitor.
Because Rocco, how do you not give it to him? Screw that, man. So I'm not gonna do awards to one because, dude, you never know, man. Like,
yeah, no, I know. I was just saying, like, is it just gonna be by default that award?
We'll do awards once it's like who knows, man. Like Chris Lehman versus Ryan Hall.
We know that's already the fight of the year. We just can't say it.
Like like we'll do awards eventually after January, but like right now, based on looking at like, I still give it to Vitor. Like, what's another knockout people are gonna put up there is Bigfoot on Overeem.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, I just feel like Weidman Silva. Like, how is that knockout of the year? So it's like, it just seems goofy.
What was I gonna ask about? Like, so the next card after 168 is 170, and is that
69? You just totally skipped.
Huh?
You totally skipped.
Oh, 169. What's 169? I haven't heard much about it.
We just talked about it. It's Cruz Barrel.
Oh, that's Cruz Barrel. I thought he was gonna fight on the Super Bowl card, 170.
No, 169 is the Super Bowl card.
Oh wait, there's no January card.
January
there's just fight nights, right? They're just fight nights.
The Chinese card. There's the one fight night card. Then you have the Fox card.
So okay, so there's no pay-per-view on January.
No, they're not taking your money yet.
No, okay. I was just wondering. I just need to know because like I get confused because I don't know when Dana makes these cards. So
Oh
I
yeah, it's so much, man. I try and keep you updated because you're my boy and everything. But oh man, like it's very hard to keep up.
yeah
You
no
gotta.
it is hard to keep up because it's just like he needs to cut back on. I know Dana's like excuses like we have too many fighters. We got to make sure that we get everyone on the fucking card. But it's like you can cut back a little bit. Um, didn't Dana say that he's gonna also try to move pay per views back to 6 o'clock or no? Is that dead?
I haven't heard anything about that. They tried doing that, but it eventually just died
Oh yeah, and congratulations, Dana White, on your new boxing show on Discovery Channel.
down.
It's a boxing show now. I don't get it.
Yeah, Dana, man, making big moves. But yeah, like my brother, for example, like he yesterday found out the news about Machida Musasi. He's like, what the hell? When the hell was this announced? I was like, I think it was announced like 2 weeks ago. He's like, how do people keep up with this?
Yeah, it's hard to keep up because there's so many cards, and then like you said, there's like these cards where you're like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, like that card, like what was it? I think it's January 15th. That Rock hold close to Philip. Like no one's gonna watch that because I think the NFL divisional playoffs is gonna be going on at that time.
No. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, no, because the 15th is a Wednesday, because the 16th is my birthday, which is a Thursday.
Oh shit! All right, then it's a Wednesday. All right, you know what? I think I was maybe behind the Wednesday night. All right, you know what? I'm
Yeah,
trying to clarify, but
a Wednesday night. So like when I turn 21 at 12 in the morning, I'll watch that and then go to school hungover. Sure.
yeah, it is January 5th. All right. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it says Wednesday. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna hate on it because at least they're smart enough not to book on Saturday because you know people are gonna be watching football.
yeah. The divisionals and I don't know. Isn't Saturday normally the AFC divisional crap?
AFC, NFC, they rotated every year.
NBC, Chris Collinsworth.
Oh jeez. But anyway, you got anything else, or we wrap it up here?
Uh,
We
make sure
discussed
you
a lot.
make sure you guys watch UFC 168, as Dana White would say. I think it's gonna be a great card. Catch up on any interviews. Watch the conference call was hilarious. Watch that. Uh, Anderson Silva's last question when he answered, where he's like, "I only like the questions that are intelligent." That even Weidman was dying laughing, and Ronda and Misha were dying laughing, like because it was so tense that whole conference call. And then Silva says that, and then everyone's like laughing.
That's Nick Diaz's line. I remember Nick Diaz said that once.
Yeah. Make sure Nick Diaz comes back. Yeah, but definitely watch all the UFC 168. Do you find it weird that there's no prime time for this one though? Just one last thought.
According to Dan, it costs a lot of money, and there's so much hype to this fight. He didn't feel it was necessary.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Also, do you think that this will be the biggest? Like, even though Hendricks and GSP's pay per view buy rate was down, do you think this is going to surpass the Sonnen Silva 2 or UFC 100?
definitely not UFC 100. No shot.
But you think it will surpass Sonnen Silva 2?
I'm gonna go yes. I will say it'll slightly surpass, but I just don't think it could reach 1 million because already a lot of people are bitching about the price going up, even though
Wrestle,
it is only $5 up. I don't know why people are playing, but
re, re,
that's
rest,
American for you.
WrestleMania goes up $10 for their pay per view, so I don't see why anyone would care. In all honesty, like I don't think that's a big of a deal. I'm still buying it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't see it as a big deal, especially when it's a one time only. But I don't know, dude. I feel like MMA fans are starting to become wrestling fans way where they find almost
Uh
everything.
huh. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Man, at first I thought they were just everyone was a cool MMA fan, but man, now I'm learning just some fans just like to bitch about everything.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Like I understand where like, and plus Dana doesn't have control of that shit. He's like people don't understand. Dana doesn't have control of everything the UFC does. It's just little stuff. But yeah, make sure you guys watch UFC 168 crap because this is one of their biggest events in their history of the sport. And some of the hype that they have for some of these are really good. You know, they got a bunch of good free fights on the UFC Facebook and the UFC YouTube. So definitely check it out, man. Like Dana White's gonna do a vlog. So just check out all the UFC stuff if you haven't already, interviews and everything.
I know you do your solo review, but you think maybe if this event's not a dud, if it's not a total dud, which I doubt, well,
Well,
you
I doubt I'll be doing my solo review. Well, if you want to jump on, I can call you up after the
oh,
fight.
dude, I'm gonna be in Long Island.
Oh, going to be a Long Island.
Dude, Chris Weidman's fighting. Long Island's gonna be crazy. I
Oh yeah,
can't wait.
didn't they announce that Wyman when they finally get legalized, Wyman will be the first New York guy to fight?
I don't think it's official because John Jones is also from New York. You know, he's upstate New York. I haven't heard anything about that, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'll be down to do a recap, even if I
Maybe like
just
that Monday because I know next week's like New Year's and New Year's Eve
sure.
after.
I'll miss Monday Night Raw. I like missing Monday Night Raw.
If anything, maybe we'll do it that Monday
Oh,
night.
I can just post my Monday Night Raw review on Tuesday. It doesn't matter to me.
So, unless it's like a complete dud and everything that we predicted happens, but I doubt it. I think it's gonna be super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, no, I think this card is gonna surprise a bunch of people. Like, it's just like I think like the fights. A lot of people think they're gonna go one way, but I think they're gonna go totally different. I hope this card is just super exciting, and because I haven't had like all my friends are finally back in town, and I haven't had a UFC party where the card officially fully delivered in a long ass time. Like, yeah, Nick Diaz and GSP. Half of my friends were playing beer pong during that event.
That sucks.
Yeah, no,
But when it comes to Hendricks, that was amazing amount.
no, like seriously, like everyone was watching Hendricks and Condit because everyone was like, oh, like drunk, going crazy. But then during the GSP and Diaz fight, like through the third round, people were like, "Hey, set up a game of beer pong." I'm like, oh, "Come on, guys! Like, come on!" Like,
Dude, this is the fight everyone's been waiting for. Did you not hear the press? And to this day, that press conference or the what they call it, the phone call,
conference call, yeah.
conference call, like that's the most memorable conference call you'll ever hear.
Oh, that's the funniest.
I
Are
hope you
you
pay for motherfucker.
are you able to go to the conference call since you're technically
I
media?
am. I always have school during.
Oh,
If
okay,
it's Monday afternoons, it's like I can't. I got things to do.
okay,
But yeah,
yeah,
maybe
but
maybe during the summer I'll be involved.
yeah, because I definitely want to be able to like have because especially because when I turn 21, I'm gonna go to like my local bars, and I'm not gonna be drinking a lot because obviously I'm gonna be driving there, but I'm gonna go to my local bars just to watch the fights because I can finally sit at the bar without having to. Because like I hate going to restaurants that I have to go to watch these because they make me pay for shit. The bars are really tight here in Cali; they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, because they know you're gonna drink it all the time. You're standing. It's like you're not taking much space. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. But yeah, it is what it is. But I just want one last UFC party where all my friends and I can say, "Hey, that was fucking awesome."
Yeah, man. Like I said, I think the last three pay-per-views have been tremendous. But you haven't
Yeah.
had your friends around, so
Yeah, I didn't have my friends around. Yeah, exactly. None of my friends were in town. They were all busy, and I was just sitting. I was just well, a couple of my friends came over for Condon GSP, but I
that was
no, not Condon GSP, GSP and Hendrix, but
yeah,
we just streamed that. They didn't care. I was like, I'm not buying it. You guys can. Do you guys mind the computer stream? They're like, no, we don't give a fuck.
exactly, yeah. So
So it is what
yeah,
it is.
absolutely.
But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this. Make sure you guys check out Alan on Twitter at Alan_Strk. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
my
definitely,
rule for my rules for Twitter are if you follow me and you tweet me a few times, we have conversation. I'll definitely follow back. But if you're just gonna follow me and not say anything, it's just like how am I gonna know who you are? You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, exactly. Just tweet him. He's smart about MMA and also he likes the professional wrestling from time to time and he likes the basketball and the football. So
You're
just
talking like Anderson, the football up man.
yeah, you got to get into character. Uh, um, yeah. Subscribe down below. Follow me on Twitter. I don't know if we could say Twitter, but that's an interesting question. I gotta ask Anderson that if I ever. Oh, his gym is nice. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
Probably.
it's fucking awesome. I didn't get to see him when I went to go visit, but it was really nice.
Oh.
Yeah, no, you can visit it if you want. You can't train there if you're not like a legit black belt. But I just asked if I could just visit it, and there's like, yeah, sure, go right in. And I'm like, cool, thank you. And I was just looking around, and I saw the pictures. It was really tight.
Mhm.
I gotta step up on my Instagram game, take more pictures. I don't know how to use this shit.
I haven't fully embraced Instagram. Maybe I'll try, but I don't know.
Like yeah, me neither. Like it's kind of pathetic. I only took 41 photos in this whole year. Like what? All right, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe down below. Alistair Overeem, fuck the world. We're gonna be back for UFC 170.
Oh,
Well,
wow. All
one
right. Sorry, I just heard
169.
breaking news. I
What?
got
Oh, breaking news.
Pat Barry's been cut.
Oh, Pat HG Berry. No.
Just talking about holy
We were just talking about that. Yeah, Pat Barry
yeah.
got cut.
No, legit. Yeah, everyone's reporting it now.
Uh,
Damn. All right, Pat Barry for Glory tournament. Screw it.
Yep.
See you on Spike, Pat Barry. Can't
Spike
wait.
TV. Welcome home, Pat Barry. Welcome home. You can have that Chicago rematch.
Yeah, oh, dude, that fight was amazing.
Bellator. Book it. Don't forget, AJ Styles is going to be in Bellator next week, so it's okay. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Pat Barry getting released is probably the saddest thing I've ever ended a podcast on. But
Yeah,
as long as
sorry.
it's not Chris Lieben.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you all next time. Peace.
These guys.